money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the Soscast, baby.
Yeah. Thank you. I already got one negative critique from Gabby. She wanted me to use her ass cheeks in the model volleyball video. She's offended.
That wasn't her?
I agree.
That
Shout out
wasn't
to Mr. Cheeks. We know he's watching, but we'll get Gabby's cheeks in there. Anyway, welcome back to the Soscast, the sexiest financial show in the world. This is where finance meets romance, only here on the #1 channel in the world for entrepreneurs, Value Mother Entertainment. Awesome to be here. My name is Adam Sosnick. You can call me Soz, and my friend Natalia is going to help me say this. You know we're here for one reason and one reason only. Because we want you people out there to do this and do this and do this, do this well. We want to see you get paid, laid, and do it your way. Shout out to Nat on the ones and twos. Nat,
baby.
Before I introduce the panel,
Yes.
say what's up to the people that love you and give a special shout out to all the haters out there that hate your ass.
Well, first off, happy Soscast Day, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. Today's episode is going to be very, very entertaining. We actually have some guests who was out of the States, back in the States, and we have some beautiful ladies on the panel, so it's going to be really, really interesting. Shout out to all the lovers in the chat. We love you. We appreciate you, the support. We love it. And shout out to the haters, because we appreciate you too. You help us with the views and you help us with the comments, and we appreciate you too. So make sure, as a hater, you subscribe to the channel.
Listen, Nat, you stupid delusional bit. No, I'm just kidding. That's what they're saying.
That's what
out
they
there.
want you to say, but
Listen,
it's okay.
I know. I mean, sometimes I do have to yell at Nat, and sometimes I gotta appreciate Nat. That's how this thing works. It's a yin-yang relationship.
Yin-yang.
Can't be all love, can't be all hate, but she does help produce the show.
Yes.
And she ain't going anywhere.
That's right.
Sorry to inform you guys.
Sorry,
But I
not
do
sorry.
appreciate everybody watching. If you have not subscribed to Valuetainment, give us a sub. Nat, what do you want? I mean, give it. I know you've been
make sure you guys
I know you've been working
subscribe.
on something special.
Oh, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Do all that fun stuff. Share with your mom, your auntie, your uncle, your dogs, your cats. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Because as Adam likes to say, I'm going to quote you today because I missed you.
Please do.
Your mom's a hoe.
If you don't, if you don't subscribe,
Sorry,
if you're
I'm
sitting
sorry.
there watching this, hating, making great comments, loving
Yeah.
it, and you haven't liked the video and subscribed, straight up, your mom's a hoe.
Yeah.
That's just, I'm sorry to inform
What Adam
you.
said.
What if she already is?
Yeah.
Like, is that
I know
supposed to
your
be
mom's a
diss?
hoe.
Yeah.
And
Is that
you
a diss?
embrace that.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you guys for being here. We've got a lot to cover. We just flew back, literally got
Yep.
back in like this morning at like 1 in the morning
Yep.
Yeah.
from Romania.
Romania.
We'll talk about what we were doing out there in this Transylvania country.
Oh.
With that being said, a lot to cover today. Before we establish what we're covering today, let's meet the lovely ladies, all 6 of you, all lovely ladies on the panel.
Adam.
6 lovely ladies on the panel. To my left, model volleyball with a booty. She got mad at me. You're doing some stretches earlier.
We're getting our
Go ahead,
lunches
show
in.
some stretches.
Okay.
Thanks, Mav. What were you doing? Go ahead.
Thanks,
Show them-
Maverick.
Get up there. She was helping us stretch before the show.
There you
guys.
go.
There we go, guys. Maybe
She's
some of the
teaching your
views turn
girls.
around while you do that. Yeah,
This is
all
my
right.
favorite
Adam.
show.
We got
on
Gabby in the
planet.
house. Gabby, what's your last name? Nieves?
Nieves.
Did I say that right?
You did.
She's black, Puerto Rican, Italian. She's
And
all
on a scale of crazy, a 3.
a scale.
Nice.
But when you bust all those,
9.5, baby.
9.5.
Let's go.
So Gabby's in the house. She's a model looking for an athlete, y'all. She's trying to make some NBA babies, correct?
I mean, they just need the genetics.
They
to
do need
be
the
athletes.
genetics.
So not a chess player. You're just going for athlete.
There it is.
Not a-
Bowling's a thing.
Okay.
Bowling.
Sure. I
for
respect
T1
that.
genetics.
Is bowling athletes? I
Yes,
don't know.
it
We'll
is.
have
I
that
don't
debate. Sarah's in the house. Sarah Elizabeth.
Will is my last name.
Okay, Sarah Elizabeth.
Elizabeth is my
She's
middle
here.
name, yeah.
She's an influencer. She's a digital creator in Miami. She was here at the Fresh and Fit event. You were very based. You kind of knew you had some.
I'm pretty red pill.
You're pretty red pill. She's red pill in the house. Watch out, ladies. She's coming at you. To your left. Are you guys friends?
No, I just
No, we
I
hate
met
each
her
other.
last
Great.
Friday. Yeah, we hate each other. No, I met her last
We're
Friday.
not friends. Tony's here. Tony Scardino, law student at St. Thomas, motivational speaker, not red pill whatsoever. That's going to be interesting.
That could be debatable.
That's fine.
Just
It's
a
all good.
debater. Just a debater.
All right. We got Danny in the house, Danny Bergman. She's the star of the new Netflix series, Jewish Matchmaking.
Yes.
Okay? Looking for love in the Jewish community.
L'chaim.
Vinnie.
Looking for my mensch.
Looking for my mensch. Yeah, she also runs a marketing agency called what? 1084?
1084 Media.
Nice. She's looking for love
And
On
good
a-
eyebrows.
and good eyebrows. You've got great eyebrows. Does your man have to be Jewish?
I would prefer that, yes.
Okay.
Oh, there goes me.
If 10 is 100% and 1 is like I could care less, where are you at on this?
Maybe like a 7. But if
Okay.
it's a good guy and he wants to, celebrate the holidays, traditions with me, I'm in.
You gonna make your man convert?
Yes.
Oh wow, Vinny.
I would wear a yarmulke 24 hours a
Snippety
day. I would wear a yarmulke. I'd be chuching all day.
There we go.
Family.
Hook it up.
Latkes,
I mean,
I'll
you're
eat
a Syrian.
dreidel all day.
We'll talk about that. Maya Banks is in the house, aka Slow Jam. She's a rapper, stripper. Okay,
Oh,
I just read
you
that.
rap, boss?
And you have a show. You have a song called "Sexy Ass Thug."
Yeah. I
Let's
do.
hear some lyrics from the "Sexy Ass Thug." Go.
Okay. Money coming down till the sun come up. 6-inch heels making Betty in my pumps. You know I really hustle. I'm a sexy ass thug.
Hey.
Them bitches show me love. I be shaking. I be dancing in the club. You know I really hustle. I'm a sexy ass thug. Them bitches throw me thugs and my bitches show me love. I be shaking. I be dancing. I be working in the club.
Can we go
Sexy
work
ass
together?
thug.
That's
You know, there was a song from Noriega. Yeah, round of
Thanks,
applause.
Jorge.
Back in the day called Super Thug. You know that
Oh
song?
my God.
What?
What?
Go ahead, Vinny. All right.
Hold on, she got it. She can flow.
She can flow.
She's no joke.
Thank you.
I want to see a duet here. There we
Win a
go. And
prize?
then
What
last
the
but
hell
not
was
least, the sexiest girl on the panel by far, Vinnie Mulvaney. I mean, Vinnie Oshana. He's the #1 Assyrian comedian in the world. There's only 3 of them, but he's
I'm the
number
number one guy.
Do the voice. Do the voice.
#1. Go ahead.
Which one?
Any voice.
Well, we're gonna get into the Romanian
Yeah. I
thing,
don't know
though.
what voice
I was
you
speaking like
can
that
do
the
any
whole-
voice you want to do.
Yeah, the whole trip.
He's the host of Valuetainment Comedy. He also runs the comedy department.
I am the comedy department. I'm the only one.
We only have one comedian.
I'm the department. I am the department.
He's the department here. He's on the show here. Is this your first time on the show?
We did a Thanksgiving.
We did a
combination.
Thanksgiving, which was
episode.
hilarious.
Baked
But I do
potatoes.
identify. I'm just for everybody out there, and please like address me accordingly. I am trans, and it changes throughout the whole thing. But my pronouns are like Shakespearean, so they're thee, thy, thine.
Don't laugh.
Excuse me. It's not funny. Thee, thy, thine, thyself, and ye. So
Nice.
just make sure you guys.
Yee.
Eat.
Now, I asked Slow Jams to rap. Is there anything that you want to do talent-wise? You want to
Sing?
do a Shakespearean rap? You want to do a song? You want to
Twerk?
do a voice? Is there anything?
No, I don't mind. I'm in my 40s. The last time I twerked, my back gave out. So I'll wait.
You do a bit about when you're having sex
Yeah.
in your 20s versus your 40s.
Oh yeah, well, let's just be real. Like I'm one of those people. I'm a realist. I get like some people like you see them, they're in their 50s, they're trying to go to clubs, and but I don't do that. Before I have sex, I stretch, and I got caught, so I came out of the bathroom, and the girl's like, "Hey, why were you counting in there?" And I was literally doing that stretch that you were doing earlier with the leg out, and I was like, "This is for you. I'm stretching for me and for you." And then when I have sex, I have a bottle of water and a banana right there for potassium.
Yeah.
So
Oh, the banana's next
the
to the
banana's
bed.
next to the
For
for
potassium
potassium.
purposes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I roll.
Okay.
Lean over and bite it.
Yeah.
Speaking of leaning over and biting it, we got Natalia in the house.
What's up, Nat?
The baddie with the Jamaican patty in the
Hey,
house.
hey. I actually had somebody at the live event come up to me and say, "I love when Sauce calls you that."
Jamaican
The baddie with the Jamaican patty? I mean,
Yes.
you're a baddie. And to the Thanksgiving event that we were talking about, everyone
I brought
showed up.
Jamaican patties.
People brought turkey, mashed potatoes, stuff. And she's like, I brought some Jamaican patties.
Oh my God, they were so
It was
good.
fucking Thanksgiving.
So good though.
And
Shout out
everybody
to
went
that.
crazy for them. What
They were
what
the
did
best.
they say?
I also learned a thing about you and a thing about you on Thanksgiving. Because
Oh,
we did an event for Thanksgiving, Vincent, Natalia, and I. And there was a map of the United States.
Oh God.
And they showed the type of dish that is most popular in each state. So in Florida, it was like sweet potatoes, and in Massachusetts, it was green beans, and in Alabama, it was green bean pasta, or whatever it was. And I quickly realized that neither of you know any of the 50 states.
I don't know.
I was like, oh, what are they doing in Texas? Now it's like, is that mashed potato country? Is that?
This picture.
She didn't know.
This one.
Yeah. You have it?
Do you have
Look,
the
this
picture
is
now?
horror.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
if you,
I was
I'd
like,
be
oh, what
impressed.
are they eating up in California? They're like, I
Yo,
I
if you can
couldn't
name
tell
all
you.
the,
I can name every. I can name every.
And where
I can
they're
all
at.
50 states.
Well, congratulations.
That's
you,
what
you
I
paid
did. That's
attention
because
to
I
school.
passed high school.
How funny is it that we
Guess what I
can't,
was
but
doing? I
we're
was
in the
causing
same
trouble.
place as people who can?
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Jorge, keep talking loud. I love that.
Jorge,
I
we love
love
to
when
hear
the
you in the back.
production is just yelling in Spanish. Jorge, what were you yelling earlier to the girls? Let's hear it.
What'd you say?
Shut up, Beach.
Beach.
That's going on. Anyways, guys, welcome to the show. This is your first time here.
Yes.
You're at Model Volleyball. This is your first time actually on this show, Fresh and Fit. This is your first time. Danny's first time on the show.
time.
Not the first time being on camera. Netflix. Check it out. Jewish matchmaking. Fucking L'chaim. And then Slow Jams is going to be rapping throughout the episode. And Vinnie is going to be stretching, hopefully, because he's going to need that later tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Friday
that banana
night.
with that potassium.
Damn right.
All right, let's get into what we're talking about. First story we're going to talk about is what we were doing in Romania. We'll reveal that. Guys, thank you for being here. We have a lot to discuss on that. We're going to recap some of the highlights from the Fresh and Fit event. Hopefully some people don't get triggered. I'm sure you will. We'll talk about traditional, I did the story for you, what a rabbi thinks the traditional gender roles should be in a relationship. Mary J. Blige is now having to pay, wait till you hear this, having to pay 30 grand a month in alimony. So shout out to that dude collecting paychecks. It never happens. Dua Lipa, who I have a crush on, we'll put that aside. The age gap between her and her man. If you want to marry this particular girl, here's how much money you need to make. What defines a slut according to Amber Rose? Tara Reid, if you remember who that was, she was one of the
Tara Reid.
most adorable looking baddies
American
back
Pie?
in the day.
American Pie.
Time heals all wounds, not this one. And then a wild story about Pete Davidson getting stoned and what he ended up purchasing. Talk about some of the worst purchases or decisions you've ever made. But let's start with what we were doing in Romania. Do any of you guys know what we were doing in Romania? Don't say it out loud.
Have
Okay.
a good guess.
Okay, gotcha. You've got a good guess. So we have a video with Pat. We have a couple videos, a couple highlights.
the one with Pat?
But I know a lot of people want to, start with that. A lot of people want to know what we're doing there. A lot of people are excited to see this interview. Let me just tee this up.
Yeah.
What a freaking experience.
Holy shit.
Freaking sick. Vinny was there. I mean, you made the whole trip fun, effervescent. You were cracking jokes. You dressed up as a fucking Dracula at one point.
Vampire. Just to name the
Vampire,
secret,
sorry. All right. Isn't Dracula a vampire?
He's a vampire. No, but I'm not. I was Dracula's Dracula. I was a different.
Oh,
Vampire.
my bad. Sorry about that. But let's play this video, a little teaser, and then we'll get into some of the highlights, and we'll get your ladies' thoughts on who this gentleman is. Good, bad, and ugly. Let's hear it. But here's the video. Let's make sure the volume's up.
And pay attention to the back. Look at my head in the back. See me in the back.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Look
this.
at my head.
I saw this clip.
So 9 months ago, we had a 5-hour interview with this one guy. You may recognize him. And we're doing part 2 today. We're in this country called Romania. And we've been hanging out with this guy for 5 hours. I don't know if you recognize the face or not. Coming soon, stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously we're talking about Andrew Tate here.
Yeah.
The legend of Andrew Tate.
Top G.
Before I get in this, just what's the first word that comes to mind when I say Andrew Tate? When you see that guy on screen, what's the first word that comes to mind? Danny.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Okay. Slow Jams.
Invincible.
What is it?
Invincible.
Yeah.
Invincible. Let's turn her up a little bit. Tony.
Top G.
Top G. Sarah.
A role model.
What is it?
A role model.
Role model. Gabby.
I mean, I'm.
She's on the fence.
You
Gabby's
can
on
say
the fence.
something offensive. You're
No,
not.
there's nothing about. I don't know. My friends love him.
Okay.
They love him.
Your
What about
friends.
you?
Your guy friends or your girlfriends?
Girlfriends.
Your girlfriends do.
Yes.
So okay. So no one here has bad taste in their mouth
Wait,
from
but
Andrew
what is
Tate.
her? Do you
I
like
mean-
him? You don't like him? You kind of like him?
The little clips that I have seen on him, I personally wouldn't care for him.
Okay.
Okay.
What clips?
It's all about the women stuff that I've seen.
Is there anything that come to mind?
I
You think about that for a second,
Yeah.
because we're going to talk about this. There's a couple other clips, because I want to show what we were doing there, and then we'll open up for dialogue. We spent, what, 12 hours there?
Yeah.
We got there at noon. We left at
Fast.
midnight,
Yeah.
smoking
We-
cigars, having
we-
a great
we-
time.
The flight time combined was longer than our actual stay
Wow.
that we were there, right? Because we flew 14 hours,
Yeah.
a couple of layovers, and it was.
But I'm saying, as far as like how much time we spent at the house.
Oh, at the house we were there. For the whole, what do you mean?
the whole day.
Till,
it was
till
great.
The morning, yeah.
Awesome experience. All right, what other clips do we have?
We've got.
Because I want the audience to get
Yeah.
a good
feel.
taste, good feel of what we're doing, and then we'll have
Right.
this conversation.
Okay. All right. So we'll play it. Ready?
Maybe capture you too. You recognize this guy? Good to see you, bro.
Look at this. Yeah.
That was when we first got in there. We're setting up. We just walked in there. Go to the next clip. There's PBD kind of giving some instructions. Shout out to PBD for
Oh my
making
God.
this thing
Shout
happen.
out. Yeah.
He
What I
hooked it
realized
up.
about the Tates is they respect the hell out of PBD. Look, they like me. We get along. Everything's great. Awesome. But wow, they look at PBD as like
Yeah.
salute. But it's a great, I would say Andrew and PBD,
Yeah.
there was some bonding going on there. And Tristan and I, Some serious bonding going on over there. Yin and yang. We were talking about that the whole time.
Wow.
The way that Andrew compliments Tristan is very reminiscent of kind of PBD and
It's funny you say about that bond, Adam,
Yeah.
because I bonded with the security guard. He's like, "You want to hold gun?" I go, "I don't want to hold." I go, "Listen, bro." I was in the military, but he goes, "No, for trust." I go, "I don't want to hold the gun, dude. Like me with a gun in Romania."
By the way, you weren't just in the military. You were in the Air Force, and you were the #1 sniper. What were you?
No, not #1 sniper. I was on the Air Force shooting team. I won Airman of the Year for like Space Command. I was nasty.
You're the #1 Airman of the Year.
It's in my blood, you know?
Are you cracking jokes while you're shooting gats?
All the time.
Okay. What other clips do we have?
Got this one. Ready?
Oh, so this is us.
So let me know if you recognize where I am right now.
How many times have you seen this?
On the story.
On the stories.
Yeah.
Vinny, you were almost gonna jump in the pool. I
almost
want to
jumped
say
in
at
it,
one
but there was
point.
like leaves and shit.
I think Tristan almost threw you in the pool at one point.
He almost did.
Taste how.
Because you were talking. Oh, you were a couple of the girls you were getting a little flirty with.
No. Time out. I was talking because the cigar lounge was just. I can't be in a room with mad smoke, so I'm sitting there talking, and then I'm realizing I'm like, oh shit, this is Andrew's girl. So I was just like, I just stiffed up and I was like, yeah. Then I left and she tried to give me a hug. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just
don't be
peace
don't
and
be
love.
hugging.
I'm out.
You give the
I give her
outside butt thing.
the ass out. Yeah.
Totally understand that. All right, what other videos do we have, and then we'll get into the thing. Oh, okay. We did the interview with Andrew. It was like 6 hours. We took a break. They cooked a meal. It was sick, and then we did another 2-hour interview with Tristan. It was awesome, but in the between we had lunch. It was dinner. It was like 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
When that spread,
bro, they had truffles on the mashed potato, just shaving, and I'm like, dude, these cats, they go all out, bro.
they went all out. They had
Tomahawk
Brontosaurus
steak.
steaks.
Yeah.
Biggest thing. Tristan had like 7 of them. That guy could eat.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Look at this.
But not like this. I don't know, bro. I quite enjoy jail.
Oh, he only eats once.
Yeah.
Andrew eats once a day.
I'm talking to
And drinks coffee.
on WhatsApp or Signal.
Look at that. It's a compound.
Shout out to Kelly doing her thing out there.
Shout out to Kelly.
I think we have one more clip, by the way.
Oh, we have actually 2 more clips.
2 more clips.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are Vinny.
Yeah,
here.
Vinny, I want to highlight you and everything
hell
you
was
were
I
doing
doing?
there.
So first we have the one with Vinny and
Vinny
Tate.
was a kid on Christmas when you and
Oh, he
the
signed
Top
my
G
shirt. Yeah, he was
signed
signing
your shirt.
shit.
Watch Vinny's reaction after getting. Vinny's a 45-year-old grown-ass man. Andrew Tate is, I want to say, 36.
Yeah.
Watch Vinny getting his shirt signed.
Vinny did a whole skit of Tate.
Yes.
Okay. He did a whole skit.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Ready?
He just signed a bunch of hats. Fucking go.
Fucking go.
Who just signed your shirt, buddy?
Fucking Top G.
Oh, wow.
I'm illiterate, so I don't know what it actually says. I'm illiterate. But can I say something though, Adam?
Yeah,
Guess
of
where that
course.
shirt is? Deli messages me. Is Deli here? Deli goes, dude, I love him. Please tell him I said hi. Like I was gonna be like, hi. Deli says hi. So when we landed, I came to work this morning. Guess what I did? I folded that shirt and I gave it to Deli as a gift.
Wow.
And he just bought a frame to put it in there. That's how much he
Shout
loves
out
it. So
to
shout out,
Deli.
Deli. I love you
Shout
if you're
out
here.
to Deli.
And
You
he was
little
signing a bunch of
rascal.
stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that I think we're going to be some winners, some auctions. That we're going to put some of the stuff that he
Stay
signed.
tuned.
He signed some
Top
hats.
G.
Yeah.
But this last clip though.
But this last clip, so there's 2, probably I would say Andrew and Tristan are the second and third most famous people in Romania.
Right.
Arguably.
We
before.
met the #1 person, most famous person in all of Romania. I think we have a clip of that guy.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
actually found
huge
him.
celebrity
He was
over there.
while we were
Yeah.
while you were there.
Huge celebrity. Look at these people are coming up, taking pictures with this guy. Oh my
Look
God.
at my teeth. By the way, so because I came to the trip, I'm like, they're like, why don't you shoot some stuff in the
We're like,
trip?
what
And
are you? You're like, what are you doing on the trip? You're like,
yeah, and they're
okay.
like, I was like, all right, so I just brought my whole vampire costume because I did a sketch as that vampire guy. I wear that, I come in the lobby, and some tourist guy from Chile or I think Uruguay who was like, oh my God, we just came back from Transylvania. Could I please? I had to hug 15 of the family members because they bought into the whole vampire thing. So I was famous as shit for like 20 minutes.
You were the most famous. By the way, we get to the hotel. It's 8 p.m. at night. We're traveling all day.
Yeah.
We stop in Paris. Is that where we
Paris
went?
and then
Paris
yeah.
and then Bucharest. We get to the hotel. I shit you not. We get to the hotel. In the frickin' lobby, there is a vampire gala going on.
No
There's
way.
hundreds of people dressed as vampires. Vinny's he's like, I'm gonna be the guy. I got my Dracula costume.
Yeah.
In our hotel, sick hotel by the way.
Sick,
Shout out.
sick.
The entire lobby, the entire ballroom, flooded with vampires.
Damn.
And the women were like, I was just like, okay, there goes the old surprise fucking.
Vinny was biting necks left and right.
Yes,
All right.
I was.
Anyway, it was an awesome trip. Here's my biggest takeaways. So what I would say about Andrew Tate: love him, enjoy him, hate him. I would say, arguably or possibly inarguably, he is the best communicator in the world today. Why? We talk about value attainment here. Whether you agree with him or not, his ability to communicate is world class. He practices nonstop the way he speaks. This isn't an accident. I said in the interview, I go, there's all his belts, remember, on the wall? That's like a 4-time kickboxing champion. I said, you're probably a better speaker than you were a kickboxer. He's like, damn straight, mate. Like, he's a wordsmith and a linguist. It's not an accident that he blew up. Some of the things he says is outlandish, controversial, but his communication skills are insanely world-class. Why? There's some super smart people out there that are so smart, but they tend to be not able to communicate or connect on a deeper level with regular people. They're just too smart, they're too geeky. Or there's some people that are just like down to earth, whatever, but they just cannot communicate on a high class level. The way that he can kind of balance both, almost the value and the attainment, is very impressive. What I would also say is this. 3 points are our biggest takeaway, and then I want to hear yours, and then we'll open up to the ladies. The hospitality was amazing, world class. And it's not something that you can just like, hey, our film crew's gonna be here today. Let's pretend we're nice guys and be hospitable. You can't fake this kind of stuff.
Right.
From beginning to end, thank you, can I get you anything? The staff was incredible. The way they speak to their staff is incredible. The meals, the drinks. Andrew Tate, what he said, he drinks 10 to 12 cups of coffee a day.
12 cups of coffee.
He's like, Adam, you want a coffee? I'm like, I'll take a cup of cool, I got you, blah, blah. You want sugar? He's like helping me to coffee. What a hospitable guy. And Tristan is like, I'm gonna have a cocktail. You want a cocktail? I'm like, I'll have a cocktail, forget about it. He goes, all I drink is the best whiskey in the world, Johnny Blue, you in? He's like, we're gonna finish this bottle. Me and him are just, by the end of the interview, I'm like, oh, Tristan, how you feeling? World-class gentleman. Like, it's not an accident you get to this level in life. The hospitality was incredible. The food, the drinks, the cigars, the staff, the women. By the way, the women working for this guy, forget about it. Like, gorgeous. Treated with respect. Number 2, the adaptability. So, Charles Darwin has a quote, and he says, it's not the strongest, it's not the most intelligent animals that survive, it is the ones that are most adaptable to change. So here he's telling the story, Andrew. He goes, yeah, before I was arrested, I was on a yacht in Dubai. I take my private jet, I get out, I take my Bugatti, I come back to my house, I'm arrested 24 hours later, I'm thrown in a dungeon for 92 days. He goes, you can put me on a yacht, you can put me in a dungeon, I'm still a top G. And it's like there was no complaining, there was no victim mentality. Most people, you take them from a yacht, Bugatti, private plane, you throw them in a freaking Romanian dungeon with cockroaches, with disgusting food, they're gonna have a nervous breakdown. He said there was not a day that people in the prison were not crying, like literally crying for their mom. And he's like, me and my brother there, stoic as hell. And it was like being adaptable and being flexible. No matter where you are in life, you're gonna adapt to that. And it was super impressive. What's his famous words? He says, my perspicacity and my infatigability. Most people don't know what that means. Perspicacity, have you ever heard those words that he says?
No.
It basically means just being locked in. Like, saying like, yo, game time, get locked in, 24/7 with that.
Perspicacity.
Perspicacity. Shout out to that page out there, Perspicacity. Nat, say that 3 times fast, comedy hour.
Can you say it one more time?
Perspicacity.
Perspicacity, perspicacity. Perspicacity.
Oh, she did it. Shout out, clap for Nat right there.
Yeah, let's go, Nat. Let's go, Nat.
And then infatigability, which means, what does the infatigability mean?
Infatigability.
Yeah.
What? Thanks, audience, for that random.
Jorge, you're doing too much now, Jorge.
Too much, Jorge.
Infatigability, what does that mean?
Like you're not gonna be fatigued.
Yes, and what does that mean?
You're not gonna be bothered.
Okay.
Keep going.
Means you're never tiring.
Okay,
so it was very
close enough.
impressive. Last but not least, which is almost kind of the opposite of being adaptive and flexible, is he is a man of traditional values and principle. That is clear. Like, he's not wavering. This is what I stand for. This is what I believe in. I'm going to die on this hill for what I stand for. And it's like you can be flexible with your lifestyle, but your beliefs and your ideology unwavering. And that's what I took from that. Health, wealth, mindset, your purpose, accountability. At no point did he play the victim. He said, I'm in this situation, I'm fully accountable, I'm innocent, and I'll prove that I'm innocent, and it's gonna happen. Stoicism, brotherhood. It's very impressive. So that's my take. Vincent, you were there. Patrick and I did the interview, but you were there. You were holding some lights at some point. You were getting us coffee at some point.
I'm a team player.
I will tell you this. You know how there's like MVP, most improved? You were, without a shadow of a doubt, the unsung hero of that trip. There was not a minute that you weren't keeping it light, fun, like casual. It was great.
It was if Arnold Schwarzenegger was here, you know what he would say? Fantastic. I felt, because think about it, Pat invited me because I thought I was going to be doing like shoots and this and that, but then we found out in Romania, they don't play that shit. They don't want you trying to embarrass their culture or anything. So I just fell into like let me just be there for everybody and be funny, keep it light. I'm wearing costumes and stuff, but you basically said everything that I was thinking about. But from the jump, you don't know what you're gonna. I've never met this man. He's one of the most famous people on the planet. And Adam nailed it, bro. We walked in and it was jumped out of the seat. What do y'all want? Water? No, coffee. And I'm not talking about telling people that work for him. He was running around and he was doing it. The relationship between him and his brother was ridiculous. On the podcast, you guys will hear what he said to his brother. It almost got me emotional because I'm like that with my brother. I don't want to get into it. I'll let you guys hear it on that. But yeah, dude, I learned just from talking to him. And I was like, Andrew, you realize God chose you to be this guy and you stepped up. Sometimes, God wants you to be somebody. And some people are just like, I'm not going to answer the call. He's stepping up, and he says it, Adam, how many times where there's 3 phases where the matrix, which he calls, is coming to get you. What was the first one, Adam? I think it's
number 1, they try to cancel you.
They try to cancel you.
Number 2, they throw you in jail.
They throw you in jail, and then number 3
they try
is
to
they
kill you.
So, and we're having a one-on-one, and he's engaging, and just from all the videos that I've seen in the past, he was a G, and he was like, he looks like, and I've seen these people that have been to war, they have a different look in their eyes. You could see in his face he's been there. I saw him at times where he was really looking down and thinking like about life. And I was like, Andrew, so now that you're chosen, you're this guy, you're in the 3rd phase. Now you're in the...
Yeah, you've been canceled, you've been thrown in jail. There's only one more left.
You realize this is the next stage. And he's like, if that's what I was chosen to, and that's what God chose me to do, I'm in it. And the fact that he said in the prison, he was cool. He was killing everybody with kindness and just no matter what, the depression, he doesn't believe in it. He stayed positive. And bro, like it was an honor to meet somebody. And last thing, Adam, I know a couple of girls that were like, I hate this guy. I hate him, just hate. And I go, what have you seen? And they really couldn't, because that's what the mainstream media does. The legacy media is you just see the shit. Have you ever met the guy? Have you ever sat there and spoken with him? And then one of my friends saw the BBC interview, and she looked at me and she's like, Vinny, I like the guy now. I go, what was the change? She goes, because I heard what he was saying, and I saw what the other side is doing. And I go, that's the biggest example of what the media does to what that you have to do as a person to actually know him. And dude, it was one of the best trips, fastest, craziest trips, but it was dope.
I'll say this, 2 things. I would say 90% of his content is... male empowerment. Like, in order to be the top G, there's the things you need to do in your life. Your wealth, your health, your mindset, your work ethic, everything that comes with that. Now, that's not the clickbait stuff. The clickbait stuff is basically says, anything he says about women, misogynist, chauvinist, Andrew Tate said this. It's a very small portion of what he says. Now, he has said some shocking things, but essentially his message to women is, don't be a fucking hoe. Because there might be some short-term benefits of it, but in the long term, it's going to bite you in the ass. Open for debate, all good. The last thing that I will say, major shout out to the BBC. Thank you guys for the British Broadcasting Corporation for dropping the fucking ball. They were the first interview before Valuetainment. They had a unique opportunity to sit down with Tate and be an unbiased, real journalist. And they attempted to do a hit piece on them. And they fell flat on their freaking face. So it just opened up the runway for Valuetainment to say, the world was not happy with the first interview. Let's step right up and give you guys a show. And wait till you guys see what Patrick and I did with Andrew and Tristan. It's incredible. And the guy's got an incredible story, an incredible message, and I can't wait for it to be ready. It's probably going to be out in the next
couple days,
handful of days, week. I don't know. Our editing team, shout out to them. They're working on it right now. But shout out to the BBC for being what we thought the mainstream media would be, absolute lackeys. Anyways, with that being said, ladies, welcome back to the panel.
Hi, girls.
When you see him say these things about men, let's talk about turn-offs and turn-ons, okay? Who here likes alpha macho men? Show of hands. Okay. Who here likes beta cuck type men? Okay, so no one on the panel. Nat, you didn't raise your hand.
didn't hear your question. I was.
Yeah. Pay attention, woman.
Hey, woman.
I'm sorry. I'm like, you literally caught me in the middle of
No, it's all good.
So, what would you say is the biggest turn on from someone like an Andrew Tate type, even him, an alpha macho man that says what's on his mind? Biggest turn on, but also, what is a big turn off about that type of guy? Let's start with you, Gabby. Turn on.
That they know what they want. So they have like their eyes set on it. They feel confident in what they're saying to you. But then the turn off, I think, could be the other side of it, where sometimes they might be over masculine in the sense where they're covering some of their insecurities.
Okay. You're talking about toxic masculinity? How were you referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather have an alpha guy who's secure and kind of tells you this is how I fucking feel and kind of puts you in your place, or more of a beta guy that's like, whatever you want, baby, whatever you want?
No,
If you
I'd
had to
rather have
pick
the
one.
first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, kind of comes with the territory.
Right.
Sarah, in the house, biggest turn on and biggest turn off with these types of guys?
Biggest turn-ons, I would say stability, and knowing that you will be like provided for, protected. I think that's essentially what women look for and seek out, is to be protected and provided for. I think that I don't really have a turn off against these kinds of men. This is like the kind of men I look for and that I want. But I guess the only thing would be is when you do have really high value men, it's obviously their time is limited. So if it's someone who really is big on quality time, it might be like hard for them because you're going around their schedule essentially. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of.
Would
but
you rather
it's
have
not.
24 hours with a beta male or an hour with an alpha?
I would rather have 5 minutes with an
Oh,
alpha male.
whoa! Hey, I could possibly get you 5 minutes with somebody, so we'll see what we could do. Tony, biggest turn on and biggest turn off with an alpha type of guy?
I think that an alpha type of guy, I think the biggest turn on is they know how to manage the alpha. I think a guy, one that's truly in a good relationship and one that truly loves his significant other is one that can be beta at some times, and they know exactly when to be alpha, what environment, what adaptability, they go into work and they know to be alpha, but at home I don't think necessarily you need to be alpha. There needs to be times where you are genuine with your other person, and I think my biggest turn off would be there's too much of everything. So like she was saying, a lot of guys, toxic relationships, we've all been in one. Guys get controlling and they get a little too toxic, and I think that there needs to be a line of, is that alpha or is that just controlling? Right.
So 2 things. You talked about sometimes an alpha guy can be a beta. I think what you're referring to is just being present and having your attention, which I think can be a masculine quality as well. He's there for you, quality time. I know that's very big for women, right? I remember I did like the 5 love languages with a girl I was dating years ago, and we went through the list, and we lived together, she worked for me, we traveled together, and we did the whole 5 love languages thing, and my 5th on the list was quality time, and her number 1, I'm like, what are you talking about? We lived together, she's like, but you don't ever pay attention to me, and I was like, what are you talking about, bitch? Like, all I do is spend the whole time with you. And I didn't fully get it, but I do understand that women like a man who's present, put the phone down, be locked in. Even if it's for 5 minutes, women want to know that you're dialed in.
Yeah, I think it's more so too, like, when you are a really busy man, it's like knowing that you can just have they care about you enough to, I think that's a really big indicator too, that like a man does really care about you, is that they're willing to give you their time, even if it's just for like 10 minutes, It's
What does Coach Greg Adams always say is that every girl wants your meat, your MEAT, your money, your energy, your attention, and your time. So, just be careful with your meat, all right, Vin? You're slinging that meat everywhere. I know, I've seen you in these streets. I'm talking about your money, energy, your attention,
Yeah,
your
I wasn't
time,
talking
obviously.
about, we're not talking about meat.
And then you said one more thing about sometimes these types of guys can be controlling. Yeah. How so?
I think more so, there's a lot of toxic relationships where these guys, it's all insecurities. It's, you're getting ready to go to lunch with the girls and they start a fight. Or, there's a lot of things that, guys, they want to, guys that look over your phone or look at your location. I mean, girls have been through all of that where a guy is.
So do you think that's insecurity on their part, or is that something that you're doing, not enabling them to be more secure?
It's a combination.
Yeah, it's a combination.
Okay, give me the combination.
I mean, if I need to make my man secure, then he's not an alpha, first of all, right?
I guess it's a mix. I feel like there should be a level of trust. So if that person trusts you, and then if you're doing something that maybe you're not recognizing is maybe triggering them to behave in that way, then like I can understand
Yeah,
that. There's a
I think
disconnect.
if especially like if somebody's going through your phone, like those relationships, like it's like what if you're not trusting this person? You're like,
Right.
I had a girl that used to do that. I'm like, yo, listen, then what are we doing? You don't. I need some privacy. Like I'm talking to my mom, and those are personal.
Right.
No, I want to see who you're talking to. It's like, yo, then what are we doing together? If you don't trust me at that level, then we have other problems than just that.
I can promise you this, as someone that has had their phone unlocked. You're not gonna like what you find.
Period.
Even if it's not that big of a deal,
100%.
they will make it a big deal.
But if you're
because a guy will
looking-
speak to a girl, a friend of mine, like, or, hey baby, how are you? Hey hon, what's up? Like, who's this guy? It's like, oh, that's my cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
I think-
what? Like, you're not gonna like it, and
Yes.
so it's just be wary when you start going into guys' phones like that. But the controlling thing, back to this, give me an example of a guy who was just like clearly in the wrong, that he was too controlling, and then maybe give an example of what you could have done better to alleviate his concerns. You don't need to name names like it's communism. Just
I mean, yeah, I think, I mean, I've been definitely in an abusive relationship, and I think, you know, what I could have done better is probably not be in it. But again, I was 16 years old, I was young, and I mean, there's a lot of males out there that, you know, push limits, and they are very manipulating emotionally and physically.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of women have dealt with that at some extent to
can I
another.
address that? What in my experience, those types of men, on the surface, they come off as alpha and macho. They are
They're not.
soft as fuck and broken.
Not at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
shout out,
Absolutely.
gentlemen out there, you want to be a tough guy, be a tough guy to other men.
Right.
Don't be a tough guy to your woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like, it's so weak and it's so broken. And I would encourage any man to look in the mirror. If that's the type of guy you are, look deep in the mirror and be like, why am I treating a woman this way?
Yeah.
Especially my girl.
Yes.
Not a good look for you boys.
I think that's a big, a big thing too, that especially younger women in dating, I feel like you haven't necessarily experienced a man who can actually kind of like take care of you, especially if you're dating around your age range and you're younger. When you start to get a little bit older and you start to date up, I feel like you'll start to see that a little bit differently. But it's essentially, I think, like he said, it's a lot of confusion in these aren't actually people who are, this is where the toxic masculinity thing gets confusing, because I don't think masculinity is toxic. I think it's people who are narcissistic or actually abusive. They're not good men that are portraying this, and that's where women start to get the feeling of calling people who are actually very good men, like in Andrew Tate, you know, toxic masculinity, and that's where the confusion lies. I think it's just because in modern day now, we don't really see a lot of men being men anymore, especially in the Western world.
By the
Yeah,
way,
we
Sarah,
do.
a quick
Wait,
question
wait.
for you, and then I want to come to Danny. What do you mean by dating up?
Dating up
You said
in
the word dating up.
Hey.
like an age. An age.
An age.
In age, yeah. So like,
Okay.
if I like, well, I mean, now I'm about to be 26, but you know, when I was like her age, or when she said in an abusive relationship at 16, I mean, 16 is not, when you're dating at 16, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's different,
No
yeah.
16-year-old boy is taking care of you in any way, shape, or form. It
I
providing
actually want to move off
anything-
this 16-year-old subject.
Yeah, let's buy you
18
candy.
and over stories, by the way.
Yes, but
Okay.
yeah, that's what I mean. Is
Yeah.
once you start to actually date men,
Yeah.
then.
By the way,
you
for
know,
the
you'll see-
record, any story you have, it's when you were 18 and older. Let's just
Yeah.
clear the air here.
Thank you.
We don't need to go down this path. Danny, give me the pros and cons of dating an alpha guy. What do you enjoy about it? What are some of the negatives about it?
I think that dating an alpha guy, the pro is the ability to take responsibility and make plans. I would say a con is their lack of emotional vulnerability sometimes. I think that there's this idea that these alpha men have to always be like, no crying, no feelings, there's nothing wrong, they can handle everything, and sometimes that's not the case. And when you're trying to connect with them or you're trying to talk to them about what's going on in your head and how you're feeling, they sometimes will push it off.
So this is an actual conversation that Myron, we talked about on the Fresh and Fit Live event here at Valuetainment, where stoicism, show no emotion, you can have emotions but don't be emotional. Give me an example of when you want to see your man have emotion or be emotional. Give me some tangible, good examples of like, I wish you would open up more and I wish you would show more emotion. Give me those.
It's a good question. I feel like when, let's say you guys are going through a hard time and you're trying to tell them how you feel, maybe they did something that upset you, I would say sometimes alpha males will either fight you or tell you that you're wrong in order to, kind of gaslighting you, to be honest, to push your feelings to the side and make it, Gabby over here is like, yeah, I know.
Gabby's been gaslit before, clearly.
Gaslit, yeah. That's a word that's been thrown around a lot here, and I actually spoke to one of my man friends about this, and he said that the word gaslit has kind of like, every woman uses the term gaslighting to, they just throw it at them. And I think that it is a term that's thrown around loosely. I think there's a lot of men that try to communicate and maybe aren't so good at it. But those alpha males sometimes, like you said, you know, stoicism, show no emotion. So when there is a problem in the relationship, they are more likely to push it off.
All right, give me the exact counter argument. Give me an example, any of you guys, of a guy who's just oversensitive, crying, emotional, you know, mama's boy. Give me that story. You have that?
I don't think I have that.
Like of our own personal experience?
Yeah.
Like the guy from Bedazzled. What was his name? Brendan Fraser. When he's like, he's singing her songs and he's like crying on the beach. You guys like
simpish
I love that they
behavior.
don't have any of those stories because
Simpish
who
behavior.
wants that type of like?
None of you guys have any simpish behavior?
I mean,
if a guy sends me a sad face and an emoji, I'm grossed out. Like, I don't want to know that you're sad about anything. I mean, like, what? I don't. I really don't. I mean, if it's a situation as to where, like, you know, something very traumatic happens within the family, their parents, you know, a brother, a sister, something like that, I understand that you're going to be sad, but I don't want to see you cry. I've never in my life seen my dad cry, not once, because he's the man, he is the leader, and he knows that he is supposed to hold his family together and not cry in front of us. Like, the 20 years my stepdad has been in my life, I've seen him cry one time, and it's because my mom was in a coma. That's it. And
do you think your mom has seen your dad cry?
No.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
Yeah.
I cried in my car on the way here.
Because it's different if you're a child.
Nobody was watching.
If it's different if you're a child and you haven't seen like your dad cry, because that's the role. But if I wonder, as like that person's significant other, if they may have seen maybe once or twice like a sad moment, because being a significant other is different than being a daughter.
Yeah, I think it's too, like, you know, to express that you have emotion and be open to those things. I mean, in a time where it is something urgent, like someone is hurt or passes away or something, obviously you know that they're sad, but I just feel like for men there's a time and a place, and especially when you are leading a family or being the leader, like for a woman, like, if I were to see, the way I see it is, if I were to see my man falling apart emotionally and crying over a situation, maybe it's financial, he loses a job, loses money in investments, something, then I'm going to worry. And I'm going to be like, okay, well, is everything crashing and burning now? Because if you are scared and you think it is, then now I no longer feel safe.
So what if, like, a family member's lost, mom, closest person he's been to, and he gets sad and he may have cried? You would leave him?
I wouldn't leave him for crying. I don't want to see him cry.
Fair enough. I'm just asking.
It's not a turn on, is what
because
you're
a
saying.
man crying over
Is it
financial
ever a turn
problem,
on to see a guy cry?
But a man crying over
I'm
a
not
financial
saying.
problem is
What were you gonna
different.
say?
Yes, but I want to define crying. Crying is like, what are you saying, like bawling? Because there's been times where I see a man shed 2 or 3 tears.
Yeah.
And it was attractive as fuck that he could just squeeze that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
just like
And
1,
why
2
was he
years.
crying?
One person I know, their family died. One person I spoke to, I told him a deep story about something, like, and I see it struck a chord. And that's attractive because especially if it's very rare, 10 times more attractive. So
Yeah.
Well, I think to be clear here, because I had this conversation with Myron, I said, listen, there's 2 times I've cried in the last 2 years, 10 years, sorry. And once was when my dad died, okay, understandable, and one was when my long-term girlfriend got cancer. And it was shocking, it was horrible. But I cried alone. I didn't cry in front of people. I didn't need like consoling with that. Granted, at the funeral, I was like, it was 2 days later, because in the Jewish culture, you put as soon as possible. I definitely had teared up eyes, but I think as a man, this is kind of the whole thing. It's like, you can't turn on or turn off actual like stoicism, having your shit together. It's not like the guy that you're like, oh, I want my alpha guy who's very masculine and manly and has his shit together and stoicism and calms his emotions. I just want him to kind of also be a little feminine too. It's like, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Also, like the more femme boys out there, the feminization of men, they can pretend to be alpha, but you could read right through that. It's like, you kind of got to pick one or another. It's like also when you see like these very alpha masculine women, I don't need no man, I make my own money, like I'm my boss, babe. It's like, they can turn on being feminine for like a second, but then it's like, all right, bitch, like take the dress off, like go ahead, like tuck your dick in, like we get it. So it's kind of hard to turn on and turn off, is all I'm saying.
Right.
Right.
But
You were gonna say something, like back to the initial question, back to this whole thing with alpha.
Andrew Tate, or
The initial question of the biggest turn on and biggest turn offs with dealing with an alpha type of guy like a Tate.
Okay, the biggest turn on is their self-control in a lot of areas when it comes to spending, investing, talking a certain way, like you said, holding in emotions. I hate saying holding in, I just want to say parking it right now. You're
keeping it together, holding it together.
Holding it together. And I like I said, the resiliency to see an alpha man bounce back and not complain. There's some men that I've heard say certain things, like, be certain fees, $2 million fees, or certain things where people are calling the police on them, and then they're just cool the whole time. That's very attractive because it's like their situations and their lifestyles, especially their problems, not only their achievements, but their L's behind closed doors, that's 10 times more attractive. And the way they handle it and nobody can notice it, and you come out polished like Andrew Tate, come out polished, 10 times more attractive than complaining or looking for too much help or asking too many questions about it. I don't like a lost, I like the leadership. I also like that they give off some type of wisdom or teaching. That's the most attractive thing too that you can learn from them, because if you give me 10,000, that's awesome. But if you give me a brain, that's gonna unlock me to a whole different amount of money or experiences.
Give a woman a fish, she eats for a day. Teach a woman to fish.
She's leaving you and hooking up with a fish.
Right. Get that right.
She's cooking your meals for the rest of your life.
But,
and give me the biggest turn off with being something like that.
Biggest turn off. It kind of bounced to what you said. It's just real, recognize real. When it's really an alpha, it's probably no cons. But if you're like a expressive alpha and not just in your lifestyle, but you talk about it too much, that's a little unattractive. That's kind of like feminine, too much talking.
Before I come to you as a strong woman, as a strong independent woman, let me go to Nat real quick. Jorge, turn up our friend her mic, because
mic up a little
she's
bit.
got that flow, slow jams. Nat, you want to answer this question?
Yes.
What do you enjoy about being in the presence of a man like that, and what are the turn-offs?
I think.
And then I'm coming to you, Z. Z, you're next.
I think the biggest turn on is the level of leadership in all areas of their life. I think that's a big one. I think that's hard. I think that requires a lot of discipline and work. And if you want me to say like a turn off, I feel like this kind of just comes with those type of men, is that the sacrifice of time you have to give for those men to be those men. Mm-hmm. So like as a woman, you're not gonna be like his number one priority, right? Because there's other priorities so that you can have the life that you wanna have with this man. So if I was to say a turn off, it's just as a woman, you're sacrificing time with your significant other, but it's a turn on because it allows them to be a leader in all areas of their life. So, there's pros and cons in everything, but that would be kind of the on and off of it.
That's why she's the baddie with the patty.
Hey.
Vincent.
Yes.
There's so many different angles I can go with you, right?
Well, I mean, I could kind of pick. Well, ask me one after. But just from hearing everybody,
what have you heard here that you would like to comment?
Well, because it's awesome. Everybody has their own opinion. It's like the levels of the alpha. Bro, sometimes you get tired of just this alpha, beta, and I'm like, you could still be an alpha. We're both alpha males. When you're with your girl in public, when it's out in the eye, you have to be the strong dude. Like anybody acting weird or whatever, that's a position of power. It's almost like when you watch any documentary or National Geographic, the lion's walking with the girl, maybe there's kids or whatever, he's the alpha and he's tough. Anybody goes near them, it's a fucking war, right? But when they're under like a tree and it's shade and they're laying there, that's when he's vulnerable. She could cuddle up on him. You could have that moment in private. That's your thing. But out in everybody's eye, you have to be that, not dominant, I'm not talking about just testosterone and I'm just fucking stressed. No. But then, like, in regards to the crying, I think, and I kind of agree with what you said. You can't be like bawling in front of the girl. But like when my father passed, I didn't cry. It stayed in there and it came out. Like I'm talking about years and years later. But I think there is a way to, and it depends on how close you are with the girl, how long you've been dating her, to show her emotion, but don't just lose it and like fall on the floor. Because then I think a little bit of respect is like, yo, dude, I've never cried that much. Why are you on the floor in a ball, dude? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree.
What you're kind of saying, you know how they say with like women, like you want a lady in the streets but a freak in the sheets?
Exactly.
So for a man, it's like you want him like a man and when he's in town, but you want him being sensitive when it's going down.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
Trying to make just, have that balance.
Exactly. Have the balance, have the yin and yang first so she does feel safe. And she got that dude, but he's not crying. Like I saw a couple once, I'm not joking, the Glendale Galleria, and he was just, some guy's crying in the mall and she's holding him about something that was going on. I'm like, bro, you're in front of Ben and Jerry's. People are watching you. Like go in the car like I do and cry when you're driving to work.
I mean, you cry every morning on the way to work.
Think
about by yourself.
When you're by yourself as well. Men, we're told never you can't cry, bro. We have all these emotions. If you don't let it out, it comes out and you beat the shit out of people. You yell at your girl. It's good to like let it out. Yeah. And sometimes, like, dude, I'm 45. I was crying one time, like 6 months ago. I was like, oh, I wasn't even crying. But a tear, I'm like, what the? It was like a commercial, like with a dog that was limping, and I was like, what the fuck am I crying for?
People think I'm fucking crazy. I'm gonna tell a story.
Well, go.
I like on Sundays. I like swimming in the ocean.
Yeah.
I like doing yoga. I stretch. I go in the ocean, and I do these like workouts. And I swim out like I'm with the sharks.
Oh God.
And I will yell at the scream of my top of my lungs, because it just releases energy.
Yep.
And like
in the ocean.
Yeah.
Adam, you know.
Screaming in the middle of the
Oh, fuck you! The sharks are like, because it also asserts dominance. The sharks are like, no, don't go anywhere near that guy.
Or they're going, who was that asshole? Yeah. I'm gonna go eat him because they're blind. Now they see you. Now they hear you.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Sharks don't keep kosher. They don't want any part of this. Got you. No, it's good. So, ladies, we'll turn it over to you. So I firmly believe. He has some, back to the Tate thing, there's some serious allegations. Human trafficking is not a light allegation. Rape is not a light allegation. After sitting with this man and really understanding and basically diving deep into the story, I used to think that he's 90% innocent because there's something that I wouldn't know. How would I know? I'm gonna go on the record and say this guy is 100% innocent.
I think so too.
Human trafficking, do you know what that even means? We spoke, I'm not going to name this, with an actual human trafficking expert. He's one of the most well-known people in the world that fights human trafficking. He goes, look, I've been studying this story. He's not a human trafficker. There would be so much evidence if he was doing this. Like, it's insane. And all the rape allegations, like, a guy like that, I mean, how gorgeous were the girls? They're at their own free will.
Yeah.
They were
ridiculous. You don't need to rape like psychopaths that don't get any action are the rapers.
Yeah.
Guys out there that have multiple options don't need to rape. It's so absurd.
So absurd.
Like the charges. So I think by the end of June, I think they have 6 months. At the end of June is when I think the guy's going to be completely exonerated and innocent. But I will say, the Romanian government, if they're listening, they're going to look like fucking idiots.
I think so.
And they're going to have egg on their face, so they're going to charge him with something. And my opinion is they're going to charge him with some sort of money laundering, tax evasion. That's what they always do.
Yeah.
And that's how they're going to save face. And then, in my opinion, he's going to be like, really, guys? Really? So this is a shakedown.
Yeah.
You charged me with all these nonsensical crimes, and now you just want my money. Because they've confiscated millions of dollars, the cars, the goods, the watches, the luxury items. They're just going to keep it and be like, yeah, he didn't pay his taxes.
But you don't think they planned that, though? You don't think from the beginning they knew that they were going to do all of this just to come up with something like that?
Yeah, no, because the Romanian authorities are jeopardizing the entire country's reputation. What rich, successful guy is now moving to Romania?
What other country would care about that?
There's a lot of countries.
There's a lot, but and I don't know people don't
realize
this. In Romania, there's like in that jurisdiction, there's one judge.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one. Number two, there's no jury of your peers. It's just one guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So whoever's talking to this guy that wants Tate, the Matrix, and ready for this.
There's
They
no
don't
jury.
speak or read Romanian.
Yeah.
So he's in there, and they give him a piece of paper, and they go, here, and then that's it.
Oh, great point.
So you feel me? So people don't realize the guy's in a place that he thought he was going to. Adam, you said something about you went to the freest place. You said something while we were on this trip. Do you remember? About going to somewhere where he thought was free.
Oh, basically we're saying that Romania, that every country's corrupt, but it's just a certain level of corruption.
Right.
And that you thought you were going to Romania because, you know, you get a DUI in the United States or a speeding ticket, like you're not talking your way out of that. Like
Right.
You're done.
in Romania, it's like, yeah, here's 10 grand, let me on my way, done, boom. So you would think that on the surface, the law and order there is kind of negotiable.
Yeah.
But what we've realized is that it's corrupt as fuck. But something that he said in the interview was actually very interesting. He doesn't speak a lick of Romanian.
Period.
And he didn't realize that his gift, his super gift, is the gift of gab. And being the gift of Gabby.
Gab,
and
holla.
being a world-class speaker. And when that is taken away from you because you're in the courthouse and you can't speak and communicate, he realized, holy shit.
Wow.
My gift is being a linguist and being a wordsmith and being a talker and being able to rapid fire.
Right.
And now I got nothing.
Wow.
It was taken away.
That's
it was
a
like
real
Samson
big
and his
takeaway.
hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
That's
like
what
a
I was
big
gonna
hit
say. Wow.
on
Yeah.
you.
What's that?
It's like a big hit on a person to not be
Oh.
able to like defend yourself
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
in a
It
situation.
was crazy. So, last question for you guys. When this guy's proven innocent, you know, I said this on camera to him. I said, I can't tell you, Tate, how many guys come up to me and they're like, bruh, what's Tate like, dog? Like, what's the top G like? Like, dude, tell me about this guy. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like everything I just told you today. It's all true. It's great. It's an awesome guy. Amazing experience. Top G, homie, awesome. But also, Tate, I can't tell you how many girls come up to me and they're like, ew, I can't believe you interviewed Andrew Tate. Can't believe you do whatever. I told this story about a girl I was kind of talking to. I took her out one night, treated her great, gentleman, paid for everything, this, that, the other. That night, she's like, hey, look forward to the next time. Sure, cool. The next morning, the first text I get from her, the first text is, so you fuck with Tate? I'm like,
Red
what?
flag.
What are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I saw on your Instagram, like, there's a picture of you and him. Like, so you fuck with him? I'm like, I don't, like, what are you saying right
voice,
now?
Adam.
Yeah. I
love it.
It was like that. In my mind, it was a bitchy voice text.
Yeah.
And I remember just the last text, I was like, well, what did he do to you? Like, why are you so offended? I'm like, I've treated you nothing but a gentleman. You had a great time. The last text you text me before you fuck with Tate was like, love the night, look forward to it again, all that. All of a sudden, I'm the asshole. It's like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. She's like, I don't like the way you're talking to me. I was like, the last text I have to her was like, call me when you grow up. Done. Never text a girl again.
Wow.
But,
Wow.
So my question to you guys is, to the ladies out there that actually are offended by this guy, when he's proven innocent, what do you think it's going to take for women to be like, all right, there's clearly a matrix attack against this guy. It's clearly trumped up charges. It's clearly, you know, he's not this evil character. I might not agree with everything he says. By the way, I don't agree with anything anyone says. What's it going to take for women to be like, all right, he's the fucking top G. What's up?
I think people have to see his family.
His family?
I think people need to see him in a family dynamic and what he really does around women, how he treats women, how he treats kids, how he values his family. I think that will touch women in a way of like, oh, this is a real man who knows how to handle women and family and he values these things. I think that will touch women more than words and actions and all those things because women, I feel like they relate to more of that nurturing type of energy. So when they see a man being a man to a family, I think that's going to turn women on and be like, okay, he's a dad, you know, or he's a husband or so on and so forth, business partner. I think that in itself will be a lesson.
That's a really great perspective. I'll tell you why. You know, they say in media, show, don't tell.
Yes.
Don't just tell me, just show me.
Yes.
And he does have a family, he does have kids, and I think that'll be something rather than him on a podcast.
Correct.
Let's go around here. Go ahead. What do you think it's going to take? Yeah, we'll go to you first, and then we'll go to Gabby, and we'll go this way.
I think I encourage women to actually listen to the full-length episodes of his content. I encourage them to actually listen to understand, not listen with emotion. I've watched a lot of, you first see his dubbed, clipped content on the internet, and that's exactly what the media does, is wants you to see the bad, right? But when you actually hear out his points and what he's saying in the full length of his content, you can see where they dubbed just right to make him look bad.
Yep.
He is very well spoken. You can tell he's very kind and a very good man. And genuinely, when you hear out the content, all the things he says about women, I've watched a lot of hours of Andrew Tate podcast episodes and YouTube interviews, and I have never, in full-length content, heard something derogatory or that would be frowned upon. I mean, he talks about that you should take care of a woman and value a woman and protect her at all costs.
Respect. Gabby, what's it going to take for women like yourself to be like, because you've said there's things that's been offended.
Well,
So be yourself now. Be real. Keep it real. Keep it 100.
to be honest, the only thing that I know about him is just from what my friends tell me. I actually don't follow any of his stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
see?
I really wouldn't
You're like my
know.
homegirl. Yeah, you're like my friend that was like, nah, and he's, until we saw exactly what Nat said. I saw this dude as a person, kids, people, girls, and it was a completely different thing that I thought with any persona that the media says.
Okay.
That's a good example, because she's like, she just, you're getting hand-me-down information and stuff from the video, but I mean, at least it's dope that she's saying, I don't know who.
I like that hand-me-down information.
Hand-me-down info.
That hand-me-down, used-ass info.
Yeah.
Tony?
I actually believe that it's going to be quite impossible for some of these people to change their mindset on Tate, just because, you know, I think Tate represents, he is, you know, a bigger picture. He represents people needing to become more aware of what's going on, and that's, you know, the Matrix and stuff. And I think a lot of people that have their mind made up of Tate have their mind made up of everything else that's going on, and they're distracted from the bigger issue here. And I think once they start becoming more aware of the corruption, they'll start seeing that the good people are going down. And I do believe that if Tate keeps, you know, he's a truth seeker, so I think if he keeps seeking truth, the truth will prevail, and hopefully more and more people in our society get to see the bigger picture and the bigger issue that's going on, because this isn't even just liking a guy, this is, you know, our society.
It's a deeper level of this.
Yeah.
Great perspective. Miss Bergman?
I think I kind of agree with Tony that it's going to be very hard for these women to change their perspective. I think the women that have so much hate in their heart towards him have to be more open to listening to his full-length content. I think in this world of, you know, modern feminism and I feel like men are kind of scared to be men, be alphas. I've seen it firsthand when I go out with my friends. There was this one time I was at a party, and there was this woman that was like gonna get like hit by something, a bottle girl or whatever, moving through, and he went to like move her away and put his hand like around her waist. She's like, "Don't get handsy now," and he was like, "Oh, like." You got to be. Men have to be careful in today's day and age, and I think that you have Andrew Tate, who is going against that, being an alpha male, showing people that that's not what a real man is. So yeah.
Gotcha. I almost called you Maya, but slow jam.
That's cool.
Slow
I
jam.
almost forgot. Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, but this shit's about to go viral.
Oh shit.
I would like you to rap
Let's go.
something about Andrew Tate, something about a real man, something about, you know, what you talking about, sexy ass thug.
Yeah.
So give me something good. What's cooking out
Alpha
there?
energy.
And Vinny's gonna do this. Vinny's gonna throw some words your way.
Ooh.
Some masculine.
Wait, I can't do words if I'm am I gonna beatbox?
You're gonna
Okay.
beatbox and throw some words out there.
Alpha,
just throw words.
money,
You just throw
daddy.
words. So,
you know.
Why don't you throw the word? Well, why
I'll
don't
throw
you?
some words
You
out.
do the words, and I'll do
Okay.
the. I gotta get her rhythm, and then I'm gonna. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
The first word is Tate. Go ahead. And then I'm gonna just throw some stuff out there.
Okay, so
Go, you start. I'm
I
gonna.
wanna-
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want a beast dude, something like an ape. Go to the gym, walk out, he looking like Andrew Tate. Stand up all the time, always got something to say. And when it come to bitches, I know he really don't
Top
play.
G.
I'm talking about a top G. I hope he never stop, hope he never flop like a sandal on my feet. Yeah, you know what
Meat.
I'm saying? Wait,
Meat.
talking about some meat. Of course I want your of course I want your mind and your money. Of course I want your
Daddy.
entertainment and some energy. Wait, what's your
Daddy.
Daddy.
What?
Daddy.
Daddy. I can't call you daddy unless you teaching me, unless you reaching me. Hold up, stand up, talk about me, I hope you preaching me. Wait, 1, 2, 3, it can't
Money.
be each of me. Money, hope you get money. And if you do, I'm bouncing on you like a damn bunny. Hold up, I know it keep it hot like I'm sunny.
Soscast.
Soscast. Go ahead and wait. Run
This
it
shit's
back.
not
Yeah.
gonna last.
Look, I'm on the Soscast. Up here with some bosses that get cash. I'm on the Soscast telling you how to get sauce. Never take a loss. Look, yeah, I'm on the Soscast.
I'm getting cotton
AKA
mouth. Yeah.
AKA it's the Hot Podcast. Yeah.
Gotta drink some water.
Great job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Great job.
Clap it up for slow jams,
Real
y'all.
talent. You are a true
Clap it up for
talent.
slow jams.
True talent.
Vinny,
Thank you.
let me give you. I'll give you the final word here. Your experience here. I'll wrap it up before we move on.
What was it? What was the?
I'm just saying your experience, everything that
Your
the
turn,
ladies
rap.
just talked about. You want to rap? What you want to do?
Make it
What's your
clap.
takeaway
I'm just-
from your experience there?
I'm just very happy to be here. That's, no, I think all collectively what everybody's saying, it's like, listen, like I said, at the end of the day, I think people make this whole entire relationship situation way too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for my language, be a fucking man, okay? But notice that she is a woman. You have to show her affection. I know it's hard to be that strong ass dude all the time, but you guys like not a soft ass dude, but you want hugs, you want some kisses, you want, you know what I mean? You want the guy to fix the shit and fix the house, but the same you want to cuddle and you feel me? Like
Well,
there's a yin and yang. And
Listen, for all the guys that watch my show all the time, I've said this multiple times. There's 3 elements to manhood.
What?
And all 3 are important. I think the women are going to say that. There's number 1 is the protector.
Yep.
And being the guy that your woman can rely on and not be a fucking pussy and not being like that everything you just talked about with the guy who's like, excuse me, whatever, that whole deal. Yeah. And like being a man. Number 2 is being a provider. We understand that you need to bring home the bacon, make money, bring resources, take care of your woman. But number 3, which is often forgot, is being present. Yeah. And actually being there for your woman. Because we talked about the quality time thing. The most beautiful thing about women is that they're not a dude.
Yes. Good answer.
Okay?
yes.
I love number 1 thing I love about women is that they don't have penises and they're not like my boys. It's like, so they're different creatures, so you have to treat them differently. We heard men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So if you need to be a little bit more affectionate, present with your women, that's not gay. It's actually the exact opposite of gay.
Yeah.
Okay? So be a protector, be a provider, but then also be present for your woman. And that doesn't mean crying, and that doesn't being a fucking weak guy, but it's understanding that your women want to be valued and appreciated in a certain way that maybe your boys don't want to do. Like, I never want to be like, hey, Vincent.
What's up, Adam? What's up?
That's how you talk to me.
Hold on, guys,
tell
my
you-
friend Adam is talking. Yes, Adam.
I just want you to know how much I appreciate you being on my show today.
Thank you. Yo.
We traveled
Thank you.
That's
to
really
Romania.
nice.
I'm looking you in the eye
Yeah,
here.
I'm looking right back
and
at you.
you mean so much to me.
Really?
I don't have to do that
No,
with you.
actually, that really bothered me.
Yeah, exactly.
that you just
Bothered
did that.
me.
Like, I want to leave now.
I want to leave my own show right now. But the point is, all dudes need to do is like, yeah, what's up? We good? Like
Yeah,
and
Gucci,
we're good.
bye. Yeah.
But that doesn't work that way. Like, I can't like to my girl be like, yo, we good? All right, cool.
Yeah, no,
Love
that's
you, baby. Like,
unattractive.
it doesn't work that way.
Unattractive as hell right there.
Yeah.
So being a protector, being a provider, but also being present as I think the 3 pillars of manhood. I'll say this last thing about Tate. If you ever see this, if you and Tristan ever see this, I know you guys are going to be innocent. We learn face to face everything that you're up against. It's fucking ridiculous. The last question of the podcast. Remember the last question I asked him?
Oh, was it? Okay.
That.
Oh, this.
Before that, actually.
Oh,
So
my
second
bad.
to last.
Because Adam asked about this. I don't want to give it
So
away.
I said, Tate, think about what you've done for the country of Romania. I wasn't able to tell many people that we were going to do this, but the 2 people I did tell, my mom and my best friend, I said, I'm going to Romania. They go, oh, you're going to see Tate?
Yeah.
Your name is associated with a country.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, I go, nobody does, like Romania, oh, you're going to see Tate? What? I go, as I said this to Tate, I go, your name's now associated with a country. I go, there's only one other person I can think of when I say the country, people associate a name. And he's not even a real character. I'm talking about the country of Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, Borat. I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
I go, it's you and goddamn Borat. Then when I say the country, people are like, oh yeah, there it is. I go, interesting thing for you, Tate. Interesting to you to think of, because Romania is doing you dirty right now. Interesting for you to think of what happened with Borat in Kazakhstan. Did you know when Borat came out in 2006, the country of Kazakhstan banned the movie. The people of Kazakhstan could not see the movie because the movie did great injustice to the people of
Not
Kazakhstan,
good.
apparently.
They don't like.
Funny thing about banning things is this is why it never works. Fast forward to 2020, and after the shutdown, after COVID and everything, and tourism was taking a hit, not only did they allow the movie to be played, the Tourism Board of Kazakhstan implemented a phrase from the movie as their new slogan for the country. So the country of Kazakhstan, their entire global brand is now Kazakhstan. Very nice. I swear to God. So I said, Tate, think about this. Romania's kind of doing you dirty. When you are innocent, they're going to have to do a mea culpa. And Romania is going to have to change their fucking slogan to Romania. What color is your Bugatti?
Yeah, Bugatti.
And he freaking loved it. So anyway, that's our story with Tate. It was awesome. The full interview is coming out very soon.
Couple days.
And respect to those guys for the hospitality and the generosity.
Amazing.
And this interview is going to be awesome. And clap it up for the ladies and their take on this one. There you go, Jorge. Thank you. Nat, we're going to be answering some super chats.
I have some.
Today's going to be a little bit of a longer episode. So we have about an hour left. We just did an hour about Tate. We have about an hour left. Hold your bladders. Nat, do you want to do super chats now, or do you want to do that?
Let me get through them now so that we can finish the rest of them later.
Okay,
Is that
cool.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for the super chats, everybody. Happy Soscast Day. It's great to be here today with you guys. We'll start off
And
with...
Nat, read all the super chats.
I'll read them all.
Okay.
Okay.
Hooked on Phonics worked for Nat. Love it.
I did. It does. First, Just Jerry Podcast, W Sauce, W Vinnie, W Nat, Save That Money. Any chance you'll be starting a membership for your YouTube? It's so funny you said that, Just Jerry, because today, because of your comment on PBD, I see you're a member. I brought up that to Shamari and our team. So we'll be talking about how to become a member shortly. But stay tuned, and we appreciate all the support. Then we have one from Mark Zitzer. Nat's amazing. Adam is okay. No, we love Adam too, okay? We love
Respect
Adam
to
too.
that guy's comment.
And then we said, Lucy and Adam both like interviewing guests that have agendas. Shout out MLD, all right? Then we have Cam Shrump, Sir Vincent. Thoughts on Callie Fontanilla? She was great, right?
Oh, she was great. That was your
She's
girl.
phenomenal.
Callie was such a
Collie.
She was such a dope girl, and we just winged it. And she plays this character where she's like this activist liberal teacher, and we did it at the beginning of the show, and the world fell in and thought that she was really this person.
Yeah.
She's gotten over 1 million hits. Other channels had like 3 million hits. She's a dope chick that was really hardcore left, and she's awake. She's not woke. She was awakened, and now she's a normal person now. Shout out to Golly, she's awesome.
Then we have we have TRC in the chat. What's up, TRC? We
That's our guy.
appreciate you.
What up, y'all?
He said, Gabby, beautiful, sexy woman. How tall are you?
I'm 5'11" and a half.
5'11".
And a half.
And a half.
Not 6.
We love
Ask
that.
him how tall he is.
How tall are you, TRC? We'll wait for your answer.
We'll wait for that. If he says 5'1", I'm
What's your
leaving.
minimum height requirements?
With heels, I'm at least 6'2", so 6'2" min.
Minimum.
Minimum.
So you meet a gentleman, he's 6 foot, he ain't cutting it.
I mean, we make
What if he's a billionaire?
I don't care about the money.
Okay,
Oh, I love
good
her.
answer. I mean, you always gotta ask.
What if I
ladies, you
got
never
that
know.
surgery where they add like 5 inches?
I saw that. I saw that to the
And
knees.
that guy's like, I'm getting all the women now. Yeah, but your kids are gonna be Oompa
Yeah,
Loompas.
but yeah, do you see how they
Yeah.
walk? Do you see how they walk afterwards?
It's horrible.
Show me how they would walk right now on camera.
It's like, yo, what's up, girl? And it's just like,
No.
they have metal, dude. They have 5-inch metal rods in their legs to be taller, but your genetics, your kids are still gonna be like the jig is gonna be up when that kid comes out, so she's gonna be pissed.
Midget.
Yeah.
They got
Keep
some
going,
time.
Nat.
I'm having that surgery.
Then we have a drone in the scenery. She's applying a HS relationship to physical and emotional abuse relationships. So laughable. Then we have TRC again. He said, love Andrew, Tristan, Tate Warriors, Gladiators. And then we have Lionheart Richard. You woman wouldn't be the guy if he didn't show emotions, positive emotions like humor, joy, arousal, etc. are emotions. Showing women negative emotions like extreme anger or crying are a big no. That's it for the chats right now. I'll be reading the rest of them in a little bit, but thank you guys for the chat. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, do all that fun stuff. Because if not, your mom's a hoe, all right?
Yeah.
I said it. There, I said
Thank
it.
you,
Like
Nat.
you, I did it for you, okay?
Okay.
Did TRC how
About
tall he
time.
was? TRC's height? Did he type it?
TRC,
He's
I'll
a
be
taller
waiting
guy.
for
I know
that.
he's over 6
Is he?
foot.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's pretty tall.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. Thank you guys for being here.
Yes.
So we had a live event. That was a week ago?
Yeah.
Was that a 1 week
Already
ago?
a week ago.
Yeah.
It was
The
the
Fresh and
Friday
Fit
last week, yeah.
Here on the Soscast live event, packed house, 200 people here. There was a bunch of you lovely ladies here on the
Yes.
panel. 3 are here today. It was awesome, sold out show. Respect to Myron, respect to Walt for being here, respect for all you guys for being here, respect for everyone. It was an awesome show, sold out. We'll do it again soon. This time, get your tickets soon because we did sell out.
Yeah.
And we might have a special appearance by Vinnie at this point. So we have a couple clips from the show that I would like to react to and get your ladies' feedback on. So the first one was when I asked Myron what the most important quality is in a woman, what you look for in a woman. And newsflash, beauty is first, okay?
Oh, wait.
Shocker alert, guys like pretty women. Then beyond that, there's other qualities that men are looking for. So let's play this clip of when I asked Myron about the most important quality in a woman.
It's loading. Oh, I don't know where it went. Hold on.
Wait, what is that Google? What the hell was that?
No, that's not
I don't know.
That was weird. Whatever Google's image was, that was very weird.
The clip went away.
It's all right. We're here, mate. We're still here.
Bear with, tell a joke real quick, Vinny, while
What? I only have long ones. Thanks, Jorge!
Matt, do you need me to resend that clip?
No, I got it. It's because the HP thingy. Here.
All right, so, well, Jesus is at the Last Supper, and he tells everybody, he's like, hey, everybody, out of all the 12 disciples, one of you guys is going to betray me tomorrow, and I'm going to get crucified and I'm going to die. And all the disciples are like, oh. So they're all tripping out, and all of a sudden Matthew leans over and goes, Jesus, is it me? Am I going to betray you? Jesus goes, no, Matthew, just keep eating your dinner. Jesus keeps eating. All of a sudden Luke leans over and he goes, Jesus, is it me? Am I going to betray you? Like, no, Luke, guys, just please finish your dinner. I'm sorry, just keep eating. After like 3 minutes, Judas leans over and goes, Jesus, is it me? And Jesus looks at him and goes,
You get it because he was so
because Judas. Thanks, Jorge. You Dorito
If you go
eating
to
son of a
church, you
bitch.
get it.
It's about time we had those sound effects. Anyway, let me tee up this clip again.
Okay.
So we had a live event with Fresh and Fit.
Yes.
A week ago. It was awesome. Sold out, packed audience. You've seen it. You've heard it. It was great. It was awesome. We have some clips to react to. The first one is when I asked Myron the most important quality in a woman. And I think Nat has the clip.
I do. Ready?
So proud of you.
Gia.
Here's my most important quality in a woman. Having the clip ready.
my most important. Sending me the right clip with the link. Okay, ready to go.
Having the food home when I get home for dinner.
I'd rather cook than the clips, okay? All right,
Go ahead.
ready?
After looks, what would you say are the most important qualities a woman must have?
She must be coachable. And what I mean by that is she's got to be willing to shut up and take orders, right? She's got to be like by your side at all times. And I always say like the best girlfriend is damn near your assistant. You know, she makes your life easier. If you're operating at 98%, she gives you that extra 2 to 3% to get that extra percentile to go to 100, 101. Like, that's what a girl does. She stands behind you and helps you out and makes you better. Because as you grow as a man and you become better, she directly benefits from that. But when it's the other way around, she looks for a better man. That's why I always argue women can't be in leadership roles. Because when she's in a leadership role, she's going to look to other men. Because women aren't natural born leaders.
After look.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
So Gabby, I know you're triggered. So
yo, Gabby, I saw smoke coming out of her ears.
So how willing are you to shut up and take orders, Gabby?
My name's Gabby. That's not possible. Like, you know what you're signing up for, essentially.
Okay. So when you hear him say something like that, how does it make you feel?
I don't like the way he phrased it of like shutting up and taking orders, because to me, I know that I'm a really good partner. And so I know that I can support. I'm in a leadership position at my real job. So, and a lot of my company is female led. So I think there's that aspect of it. Like, I know what I can bring to the table from those leadership capacities. I know that I'm able to support. I know that I'm able to help them be better. And I would obviously expect them to be the same, but to shut up and take orders, like, I just feel like there could have been a different phrase.
So let me phrase it a different way. Obviously, we're not talking about a bum here.
Correct.
We're talking about a guy who's established, a high-value man, a guy who's got his shit together, made money, has things together, and has options. So we're not talking about some broke-ass 24-year-old dude who's like, so this guy that we're talking about, picture whoever that is in your head, to use Myron's words, if he's operating at 98%, and he only needs 2% to like get him over the top to be 100, what would you bring to the table to help that man achieve 100%?
I mean, I guess it depends on what they would need, because I would need to understand where there are the gaps and where do we need to meet from that relationship standpoint for me to be able to fill that gap for them.
Okay, so it sounds like you're gonna shut up and take some orders of the 2%.
No, like I would want, no, I don't know.
Okay, what should your man say? So if you're Myron, or if you're another man, and you're established, you're good, you have options, you're a good-looking guy, you have money, and he's like, listen, I have options. Like, and I think women understand the type of guy I'm talking about, right? What do you want to hear from him to make you comfortable, you know, maybe not working anymore, maybe not having to go work for your boss, now you're working for him? Did he say something about being
Assistant.
an
The
assistant?
assistant.
What would it take for you to be that guy, the 2%? And like, what would he have to do to make you come around to thinking that way? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how I would react to that.
You're not ready for that. And you're
Yeah.
single?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I've yet to find a high value man, like
Okay.
in my experience. Like I'd say my friends date a lot of high value men. I also don't go on dates or things like that. So I don't have like much to speak on, but I'll say the few that I
So-
have dated are not high value.
Dream with me for a second. Jorge, I think we have a sound effect. Dream with me for a second. This is why you need. That's why you need English speakers out there. I think we have another dream sound. Okay. Thank you.
It's like a Windows computer.
Dream with me for a second.
It was.
You meet this guy. He's like, I got you, Gabby.
6'2".
You're gonna get 6'3".
6'4".
He's
6'4".
6'4".
I'm just kidding.
He's packing. He's doing his thing. He's like, listen, I know that you're Gabby, and that your name is literally meaning talkative, but I need you to shut up and take some orders for a second, because I want you in my life, and I want to be there for you,
Yeah.
but I need you to fall in line. What do you need to hear from him for you to be like, all right, I'm putting my guard down. I know that this ain't exactly what I'm used to, but Jesus, take the wheel. What do you need to hear in order for that man to wife you up, for you to be wifey material? Dream with me for a second, Gabby.
I would say the level of reassurance.
Okay.
I'd want them to communicate with me so that I can understand, like, I'm not a mind reader. So if I'm very transparent to, like, I mean, I am working on my communication skills, but at the end of the day, I would say that I would want somebody who's going to reassure me, make sure that I feel confident in what we're both agreeing to at this point.
Got it. Okay. So communicate and reassure.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that so hard to ask, Vinny?
Yeah, it is.
No, it's amazing.
She wants you to be 6'4". Go get that goddamn leg surgery.
I'm saving.
I'm
We
booking
agreed
it
to
now.
6. We
Guys,
agreed to
I'm booking
6.
it now.
I borrowed money from my mom and I'm saving. So just give me some time. I'll
Sarah.
be there shortly.
Donate
When-
some super chats.
Yeah.
Super chat for my
Vinny's
legs,
knees.
for my height.
Sarah, you're self-proclaimed red pill, so you're used to this type of talk. You've been on Fresh and Fit. You were here in Live in person.
Yes.
How upsetting is it for a woman to hear things like that? Or is it like, let me digest what he's saying. Let me understand what this type of man needs. And how can I be that person? How would you go about that?
Yeah, I think that women, the way that it's how the message is delivered to us,
Yeah.
which is why things like that come off
It's not
very
what you
like.
say, it's how you say it.
Yeah,
It's
to
shocking.
women it is, yes. So I think when you kind of just like take a deep breath when you hear things like that and kind of digest in a way that you would want to hear it. Because, you know, sometimes some of the things that Myron says, he doesn't necessarily have a filter and he just says, you know, in the way a man will understand it. But I think it's kind of more that, you know, they want you to be quiet, kind of like listen, not be argumentative with them, and add extra stress to their life because it's already stressful in a sense of business. And how you can provide to them and help them in ways of keeping themselves calm. So, you know, making sure that the house is cleaned up for them. They're not having to worry about little tasks like cleaning or cooking something, making sure they have a nice meal while they're working. If there's anything that you can do to help, I mean, this will probably be dependent upon what your man does for work, but, you know, making sure they don't have to run little errands like the groceries or anything like that, and just being very supportive, not adding any extra stress, and like, finding out what you can do for them specifically that they need. Like, is there anything you can help them prepare, whether it's you know, if they have a podcast, can you help them prepare, you
Yeah, I
know,
have a
content for
podcast,
it and
obviously.
research for it? Like, and so, you know, in your case, or
Get
someone
my
like
cue
that, like,
cards ready for me,
you know,
please?
maybe, exactly, like things like that. Like, what can your woman, like, what as a woman can you do for your man in their
Here's a
department?
question. What do you do for work again?
What do I do? Social media management, and I'm a short form video creator for brands.
Okay, gotcha.
Don't ask what you could do for your man, but you know the country, the JFK thing? That's what I thought she was going to say.
Tony, let me ask you. How willing, let's say you meet this guy, dream with me for a second, Jorge.
There it is.
Nice. Whoa,
Nice.
dude.
You're in law
What is
school,
that, dude?
okay? How committed are you to becoming a lawyer?
Well, yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Let's go.
What do you want to do for a career?
I actually don't necessarily want to practice and work a 9 to 10 job because that's really what a lawyer does. I think lawyers have a lot of things to do, and I still haven't really explored that right now. But right now, I am leaning towards like journalism and
Okay.
you know, other broad things.
How
as
much
well.
do you want to be married, kids, family? How much is that something in your mind?
That's also gonna happen.
Okay.
Not right now, like
Okay.
clearly, but
And that's something that you want, Gabby?
Kids.
Marriage and kids?
I don't need the marriage. Unpopular opinion. But
Okay. You
I
want
like
some
her
kids,
answer.
though.
yeah, I want kids. I want
Okay,
a
how
partner.
about this? Scale of 1 to 10, how much you want kids versus a marriage? Go.
That's a good question.
1 to 10. I'd say like an 8 on the kids.
Okay. And marriage?
I don't think that's the end goal. I just want a partner. I don't think getting
Somebody
married is
knock
going
me
to change.
up already. That's what you're basically saying. Somebody,
no.
some
We
NBA
got-
player, make me a baby
No.
mama. I got it. I hear you loud
We
and
got
clear.
years to go. We got years to go.
I'm going to come back to these questions, but just answer these 2 questions. How much, 1 through 10, you want kids? 1 through 10, you want marriage?
I do want kids, and I do want to get married. Doesn't necessarily have to be like government on paper,
Sarah,
no, but I want a partner.
Just say the number.
10, I
1
want to
through
get
10.
married.
Okay.
I'm 0.5, I want kids.
Okay, so you want that. You
So
want
you want
that.
the total package.
So you want the okay. Okay, go ahead, Tony.
10 and 10 just because I don't want to have kids unless I know I'm going to have kids with a partner that I want to raise kids with.
10 and 10. Danny, she's the star of Netflix.
Here we
Jewish
go.
matchmaking. Subscribe.
10 and 10.
10
for
and
sure.
10. Okay. Slow jams.
Same 10 and 10.
10. Shit, 10 and 10.
We want it all.
I want that motherfucking all kids. Shit, they call me slow jams because I'm fucking slow jams. They definitely don't call me motherfucking fast.
I am medium.
I should be slow, motherfucking jamming. I love her. Would like to smoke a blunt with you. After the show. Vinny, scale of 10 for you.
Kids, 10. Marriage, I'm kind of with Gabby where I'm just like, bro, there's a misconception, like soulmate, you know, people go, there's
Yeah.
somebody out there for me.
The one.
That's complete bullshit. You have, it really is. You have to find somebody, I said this forever, that's willing to put up with your bullshit,
Yep.
positive and negative, and go on this journey with you. There's not, like when people are like, I know there's somebody out there. No, there's not. You have to find that person and work together. Like God put somebody, like you have to go find them, like where's Waldo? That's bullshit. You just gotta be like, it's almost like you have to have like a PowerPoint. Like, are you trying to date? Okay, listen, I want this. You have to negotiate and then be like, oh, sorry. Negotiate.
That's
See?
it.
See?
Leave slow jams alone, bro. She's killing it.
You have to negotiate. If I knocked her out. But you have to negotiate and then find the middle ground.
Yeah.
Like, are you down? Are you down? And then,
Yeah.
and I kind of agree with like that, dude. Marriage
Okay.
is a paper contract where the
Got
government
it.
has to be involved.
Nat,
Yeah.
1 through 10 on both.
10 on 10, both.
10 on
Marriage
10.
and kids.
Okay.
I'm a lover girl.
All right, cool. All right, back to what we were talking
We
about.
all are. We all
Tony,
are now.
Yeah.
this kind of was a segue. I'm kind of in your world. 1,000,000% I want kids. I'm gonna be the best dad in the world.
Let's
Oh,
go
I
through
have
Marriage,
a video. of that.
What are you guys
Today.
waiting for?
Baby.
Marriage,
Make
I'll
it
probably
happen.
have a couple wives. We'll see. What?
A couple.
Just kidding. But you're in law school. What's it gonna take for you to put the whole career aside and be the ideal wife? Let's say you meet that guy, the Myron type guy that he's describing. He's like, listen, I'm at 98% right now. I need the best possible 2% to get me over the top. How willing are you to do that? Like, what would you need to hear the man say, do, act for you to be that woman?
Well, I mean, are you saying for me to just like drop
Yeah.
my career?
You're like, hey, listen, I'm in your world
Yeah.
now. Jesus, take the wheel. I'm running shotgun with
Yeah.
you. You're driving. You're the man. You know, they say the man is in high demand because he's the man, you know, supply and demand. So you meet the man, whoever that is in your world. You're like, yeah, fuck this law school thing. Fuck working 9 to 9 every single day. Fuck getting burnt out. My man's fucking millionaire. He's got it. He's sexy. He's cool. He's great. What's it going to take? What does he need to establish for you to feel secure in order to do that?
I genuinely am never going to give up my dreams and my goals for a guy, and I think a guy that loves me is never going to want me to. I think the guy that loves me is going to want to watch me pursue my career and my dreams, whatever that is. So yeah, it's going to take absolutely nothing for me to give up my life for a guy, because we are all human beings, and I think love is way more than what you guys are portraying it as a, you know, like what Myron says, an assistant. That's not love to me at all.
Okay,
so.
don't say you guys. That's what he said.
Yeah, Myron,
okay?
yeah, that's why.
We all have our own opinions here. So you're
Right,
not
yeah.
willing to
So what was
compromise
said on the podcast, yeah.
whatsoever.
No,
Okay.
not for my own happiness. Why would I
So,
compromise my own happiness?
Dream with me for a second.
Cue the sounds.
Okay.
Dreaming.
Give me your ideal man. What does he do for work?
He.
Ideal, Tony.
Ideal.
Dream.
Man, he makes enough money for us to live on a beach in some island and
Okay.
not even work. Maybe
How
he
much-
does something online.
Give me an amount. Give me an amount. How much does he make a year? How much is he worth?
It doesn't need to be an amount, just as long as,
Okay.
I mean, we can, I mean, let's say it could be $50K a year if we're
No,
living on
he's
an
not.
island.
No,
You're
no.
not living
Let's
nowhere
live in
for free like
reality.
50K.
Living on an
50K,
island,
not
not
doing
doing
nothing.
nothing.
You're eating coconuts.
I mean, if you're literally sleeping
Yeah, if we're
on the
I
living in-
said ideally, Tony. I said ideally.
Ideally,
pick the
it's
trees.
paradise, and ideally, if I was living in Bali, he doesn't need to make much. He can make small U.S. money online, and that's it.
Let's back up a second, because I like living in reality. You're living on a fucking fantasy island with
said
Bali.
dream.
But
You
let's
said
dream. Let's dream, and let's say this island or this place is in the United States.
Yeah.
Let's just
Don't
go
be
there
ashamed
for a
of
second.
it. Like, be proud of, like, because here's the thing. A lot of the time, people, like, girls are like, I want this, but, like, if you don't establish what you want in a man, you're never going to find it. So don't feel bad for saying, I want a man that makes 100K. I want a man that makes 80K. Like, I think establishing
$1 million,
that.
whatever.
Yeah,
Dream man.
Yeah, I think establishing that also
You just
will
said
give
that
you
your
clarity.
dream man's eating coconuts and found 50 grand a year. That's your dream man? Oh, okay. You know how many guys I can hook you up with 1,000 surfer dudes in fucking El Salvador right now.
Let's be
Okay.
from Miami Beach that are eating
So
coconuts.
dream bigger,
I got
Tony.
you.
Tony, dream bigger.
Yeah, so it's just, I really don't, it just, you need to just be able to support yourself and me. I mean, I've lived middle class, you know, my whole life. I don't need much more, and I'm happy with.
Tony, I'm
there's nothing-
disappointed in your dream.
But Adam, she's a simple
I'm
dreamer.
disappointed in her dream.
I know, but it's
Vinnie?
her dream. It's a simple dream.
My dream is for a man to love me and want me to do
Aw,
what I
that's what-
want.
you know,
That's
yeah.
my dream.
God
All right,
bless
well,
her.
The point that I didn't picture that guy. But in my, I pictured some fucking
What dream
tall,
were you
dark,
dreaming,
handsome,
girl?
multi-millionaire being like, got you. And you're like, nah, I just want to eat coconuts on a beach somewhere. My man, all right. But that man that I thought you were thinking of doesn't want you burning yourself up, reading torts and fucking law school books every single day.
Yeah.
He wants you helping him pick coconuts off a tree in your example. Danny,
Adam.
you're a beautiful Jewish woman,
Thank
okay? There's
Beautiful
lots of
Jewish man.
yarmulkes being thrown your way. All the guys are throwing matzah your way. They're fucking lighting menorahs, putting it at your door.
Dreidels
They're like,
spinning all over the place.
yes, there's dreidels. You're in your mid-20s?
Yes, 27.
Okay.
Hot.
So almost late 20s.
So hot.
So I remember the first time we met at Antonio's party.
yeah.
We had this very great conversation. We were talking about this. I told you about the show that I do. And you're like, oh, okay, we got to keep in touch. And now you're on the show. But you're also a person who has big goals and big dreams. And you're almost like Tony, that you're not willing to sort of compromise those. So dream with me for a second, Miss Danny.
Jorge, dream.
Cue the dream.
Love it.
Computer shut down.
What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take for you to put your dreams aside to be a part of a man's dream and a man's mission, and a man's purpose and a man's vision, for you to be a happily married woman? Because you said 10 out of 10, you want to be kids, wife, all that. What's it gonna take? What does a man need to say to you for you to put your dreams on the back burner to support his dreams and have a dream life together?
All right. Well, first of all, I think that I'm in a very lucky position where my job, I can do it at home. So I think when it comes to raising a family and being a wife, like I don't really have to put my job aside. I have people that work for me. I can do my job at the computer. I can take care of the kids all at once. So I think I'm very fortunate in that situation. But I also think that a relationship, a marriage should be 50-50, but there's gonna be times where maybe he can give 30 and I have to pull up the 70 or vice versa. Yeah. And I'm very happy to do that, honestly. Yeah. I think I'm gonna be a great partner.
What do you mean by 50-50? What's 50-50?
Like I think in terms of energy, what you can bring to the relationship, how much effort you can bring in, the communication, like, you know, maybe he makes the money and I cook the dinners, but there's gonna be times where something's happening in work or family and he's like, shit, I can bring 30%. And you have to, as the woman, bring that 70% to bring it to 100.
So, tangible items. When you get married and you have kids, what percentage of the total income do you want to earn versus the man? Or the bills do you want to pay? So you have a mortgage. The mortgage is 10 grand a month. You're living in a great house. How much you want the man to pay? How much do you want to pay?
Listen, I would be very happy being a housewife. I do my job
all
because
of a sudden
I love
with 10
it.
grand a month, yeah. I'm cooking and cleaning, what's up? How we doing? All of a sudden, when we throw numbers your way, not, hey, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
So how about this? We get married, live together, I'll pay 5 grand a month, you pay 5 grand a month.
Yeah,
or do you want me to pay the full 10 grand?
I do my job because I love it.
Would you rather pay 5 and 5, we split it, or I pay 10, but I'm the boss?
But who's paying for the
Put
kids?
your ego away.
Yeah, it's a good question. What do you mean by boss? What does this mean,
Like
Adam?
he's in charge. Like if he's like, babe, we're moving here.
This is what we're doing. This is what I need you to do. I'm paying all the bills. You're just raising the kids and cooking and being the housewife.
Yeah.
But I'm paying every bill. You don't have to work. Life's good.
Ooh, I don't have an answer to that
See?
question.
That's
difficult.
Tony, how willing are you to do that?
I just feel like the question you're asking is why women fought so hard to even gain rights in this country in the first place.
Wait.
They didn't.
What were you going to say, Sarah?
They wanted ambition.
I wonder that. Why did feminists push to work?
Women wanted to read.
Yes.
They wanted to read. They wanted to have a life. They
Well,
wanted.
there's nothing
they're
wrong with
human
reading
beings.
and having a life.
Well, they
but-
weren't allowed to read, actually.
Yeah.
Women were always allowed to read.
Modern
Yeah, there was never. Not Nat.
Women went to school.
I had to teach this chick how to read when she got here.
Women fought for a very
The
long
school
time.
system failed her. School system failed her.
No, women fought for a very long time. My grandmother was one of the first women to get an education.
Like
So there's a
higher
difference between an
education
education
and elementary
and
school.
working.
Yeah, because
You can
like,
be as smart as you want. You tell me you actually like waking up every single day and working like you like it?
I mean,
you
I
like
do.
reading law school books?
Yeah, I feel like when you're
You gotta
getting
dream
an
bigger, baby.
education, no, when you get an education, you end up finding what your ambitions and your passions are. If
Okay.
I'm in math class and I decide I like math, then that's what I'm going to continue.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I love what I do for work. I work for myself. I am on my own terms. I can up and go to Columbia tomorrow if I want to. I like what I do. I'm happy with what I do. But I would love to be in the situation for my man to be like, nope, drop all your clients. I want you to take care of the house.
What if he said, drop your social media? I want you to be like, no.
I'm not an influencer.
Okay,
So-
but any content or any type of podcast,
doesn't
all
want
of
you
that.
on social
Drop
media
all
at
of
all.
that. I want you to be an incognito wife.
Like, remove all your followers of people that don't know who
Everything.
we are.
I want you to
and
be
put your life
incognito.
on private. Honestly,
No, she
I
doesn't want
don't.
anything, it's
I don't
just fine.
have a social media presence. I don't care. I make content for brands. I love shooting and editing video. It's very rare I'm actually in the videos myself that I make for these brands. I just genuinely have a creative side. I love being creative. I don't care about my social media presence. I've never cared to. I don't care who looks at my stuff. I don't care.
Right, but what if
So
he
if
said
someone
drop
told me,
anything and drop
stop-
your career?
Stop posting pictures of myself on social media. I mean, if I was married, I wouldn't be posting like bikini photos of myself.
Not
and
even
stuff
that.
anyways.
You just said that you love your career with content and helping, and even if you're not in front of the camera.
Yeah,
If he
right.
said, I want you to do
I already
nothing.
said that. I already said that. Yeah, I already said I would drop it.
Everything.
Yeah, I
Drop
don't
it
really
like
care.
it's hot.
I don't want to work.
Well-
I enjoy what I do, and I'm blessed that I'm not miserable every day while I am taking care of myself until I find that man to take care of me. But essentially, that is my dream scenario: is to be a housewife.
Got it.
Are you sure, though?
Well, everyone
Yeah.
has their own dreams, which is great. I respect that. Let me go back to you for a second. Give me your ideal. Don't give me no Coconut Island thing. Your ideal job scenario. You go to law school, you pass your law school, you get hired by a law firm. Go ahead.
Well, ideal, I wouldn't get hired by a law firm. I'd probably work on my own, and I would be my own boss. I told you I wanted to go more for journalism and speak my mind, speak the truth, and kind of going this direction that I'm going right now. So
You wouldn't have a first job. You would just start your own company.
I am a big believer that you shouldn't do something that makes you miserable. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm not the type of person that would want to just get a job and just be miserable. I would sell things on the side before I got a job and was miserable.
But you would have clients, and your clients would be your boss.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Danny,
but
you have
it's-
clients.
Yeah.
Yep.
You own your company.
Yep.
But who's your boss?
Me.
Okay, but who pays your bills?
The clients.
So your clients are your boss.
Those are customers.
Exactly. Customers,
You go,
clients.
Vinnie.
They pay the
At
bills.
the end of the day, you answer to them.
Yeah. I
Okay.
answer their calls whenever they call
Okay.
me.
So here's my point. Hear me out. Don't respond. Just listen. You're comfortable. You work for who?
I'm in ed tech,
What is it?
education technology.
And who's your boss?
My boss.
What's his name? I don't need his name, but like he's a guy.
He's the boss.
It's a girl.
Okay, it's a girl. All right.
She's the boss.
You have a boss?
I have clients.
You have clients?
Yeah.
Clients. You're-
Myself.
Okay. Right now you're in law school. You're St. Thomas.
But I do other things to make an
Okay.
income.
Your boss is your client. Listen, I work for a financial firm, okay? My boss is my clients. I have hundreds and hundreds of clients. I have to answer to them.
Yeah.
If I don't answer accordingly, I get fired.
Yeah.
So we all have bosses. Who do you work for? Who's your boss? You're a rapper. You're doing.
Yeah, my day job, I'm a marketer. Like, I do
Okay.
digital. I work for a married couple, yeah.
So hear me out. Hear me out. Why are you comfortable answering to a boss or clients that you have no relationship with? You work for these people, but you have a hard time working for your man, for your husband, for the father of your kids. Do you hear the cognitive dissonance here where it's like, I would never work for my man. I would never have him tell me what to do. I would never answer to my husband. But I'll answer to my boss, to this guy, to my clients, to my customers. I'll answer to all these motherfuckers, whatever they want me to do. I'll do. But not you, husband. Do you understand this is why men are like, I'm just posing the question. At any point, does that make a little bit of sense or no?
I really like this analogy.
Yeah, it makes
You like it?
Yeah, I like this analogy a
Okay.
lot.
No,
We're going to
Tony's
find
not
out the hard
feeling
way,
it.
Tony, and I love that about you.
I love Tony.
Comparing a boss and employer relationship with a husband and wife is completely two different things. You're right. A boss and an employer, they don't love each other. A husband and wife, they love each other. They grow together. They're raising kids together. There's so many other things than work.
I think I think you're disconnecting from the point of the analogy. Like, they're obviously not the same at all. They're not two comparable things, but it's more so like you have your boss or your clients pay your bills, right? They're supporting you. And if you have a husband, a partner that's willing to support you, it's essentially the same thing. Like, we are submitting to our clients, we're submitting to our bosses in order to get a paycheck, to get things that make us secure and take care of us. And if you could in turn submit to your partner who would take care of you while you take care of like other things, and that lifestyle isn't for everybody. I dream of that life.
I'm not submitting to my partner though for financial reasons. I'm submitting to my partner because I love him and I want to be in a relationship with him.
But it's not just for financial reasons. It would also be like you're taking care of your kids, you're taking care of the house. Like,
It's a lifestyle thing.
yeah, it's a lifestyle thing.
Listen,
for sure.
you cling to that law school thing. That's good. I want you to go to law school. You might have to represent me one day.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to pay you, and then I'm going to be your fucking boss at that point.
I mean, my mom was a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Yeah, and my dad paid all the bills, and he traveled the world. We rarely saw him. And
Was she
but
happy?
my mom, what was that?
Was she happy?
My parents are divorced.
I think more so it's about like what you're doing. Like obviously when you have kids and the woman is going to stay at home and take care of them. Like I have plenty of friends that are married and they are going to have kids soon and they are totally planning to like put their job aside and take care of the children. But what happens when the kids turn 18 and you've been 18 years out of work, and what are you going to do?
Absolutely. That was like my family.
I'll tell you, this is my experience. Tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm an asshole, whatever. In my opinion, the happiest women I know, the happiest women have a man that they're madly in love with. He's a provider, he's a protector, he's present, he's that dude. He's that dude. He's got you. You don't have to stress. Things are so good in his life, and she's helping him raise the family, raise the kids, raise the households. But I also understand that woman also needs a sense of purpose.
Yes.
Also
Yes.
needs a sense of fulfillment.
Yes.
Hear me out here. The least happy women are like, all I am is a housewife. My life.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning that.
Right.
That woman who's helping her man and establishing something, but also has her own thing going on.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Arts and crafts, social media.
Arts and crafts.
Yes.
You
Maybe
know,
she teaches spin classes.
Yeah, it
Right.
could be anything.
do that.
Fitness.
Arts and
Those
crafts
women
so
are
good.
so
Arts and-
freaking happy. You know who the fake happiest women are? The fake happiest women. Do you know who Chelsea Handler is?
Oh, yeah. Your
Did
ass.
you beef with Chelsea Handler?
No, I don't. Who is that?
Yeah.
Who's
They're the
that?
type of women that have the attitude, let's say they're 48 years old, and they don't have the humbleness to say, yeah, I really want a guy in my life. I really would want a family. It didn't work out for me, and I would still love to have it. It's fine. But they double down, like, I don't need no fucking man. These men ain't shit. Like, I don't want no kids. Like, they're living a life of delusion where I think that they have to, like, comatose themselves to cope with the fact that they're not happy. And why do I give a shit? I don't care. Do you, Chelsea? Do you? You saw that, what's her face? Tara Reid just came out and said something. You know who Tara Reid is?
Yeah.
Pull up
Yeah,
that, pull up
from
that
American-
girl.
American
yeah, American Pie.
Pie.
Just pull up that story. So, the happiest men I know are the guy, this girl.
Wow.
She used to be gorgeous, and now there's other
like a
pictures of her you could show.
Just a little
She's
older.
partied a little
She
too
looks
hard.
rough.
Look at her arms.
Yeah,
Look
well,
at her
it's
arms.
also the filter they gave her. Be fair.
Look at her arms. Hold on, back up.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
no.
done some stuff. She's done some stuff.
Poor girl.
Anyway, we won't go there. But also, the happiest dudes I know are married. They have kids, but they got it all out of their system. And like one of the things, terminology I like to use is they've test driven all the cars in the lot.
Yeah.
They've had Hondas, they've had Lexuses, they've had fast cars, they've had sports cars,
Prius.
they had cars that broke down, they had cars with fat asses, they had dark cars, they had light cars, they had cars with wigs, they had cars with weaves, they had cars that dropped the top, they had cars that couldn't speak English so good, they had cars with all the above. And then they finally met that car. They're like, yeah, I'll take that one.
Yep.
You want to lease this car? No, I'm purchasing that motherfucker.
Yep.
Sign me up. And that car had little cars that came out of that car, and boop, 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 they're driving that car, bing, 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 bing. And that dude is like, I'm making money. I got my girl. I got my kids. Life is good. And that woman is happy as shit because she's secure. She's happy. She can take a deep breath and be like, all right, now I don't have to go work for the man. I can work with my man, but I also have something going on in my life that gives me a sense of purpose. That to me is the happiest couple out there.
I love that you broke that down because a lot of the time, women, especially in this space, will say, "Yeah, I just want to cancel everything and I want to be a housewife and I'm totally okay with that." But you don't realize that you feel a lack of. You don't have your own personal thing. Like, yes, being a mother is fulfilling and being a wife is fulfilling, but there's something about having something that's your own in a relationship that makes you feel valued for yourself. It's more of that internal thing. So I think it's important that you establish that because you're just a housewife, it doesn't mean you have to like be okay with shutting the world out, you know? Like be mindful of like also what makes you happy when you are looking for a relationship, because a lot of the time in this space, women can turn into, I'm gonna just drop everything because a man and I'm gonna follow him, but you forget that it's like what makes you happy, what has been making you happy for these past years. So just be mindful of that before you go and
Yeah, I think
your
that's a good message for the men out there because there's a lot of, everything's very nuanced. Like, this is the way it is, or that's how it is. It doesn't work that way. And a girl's like, I don't need no man, and it's like, yeah, good luck out there.
Yeah.
It's a spectrum, okay? For the men out there, like if you think your girl's gonna just be happy being a housewife, reality check, women want more than just being a housewife.
Correct.
Raise your hand if you agree to that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wanna have hobbies.
But you
Nice
also
things.
want to have kids and be married,
What is
correct?
the definition of a housewife to you?
Housewife is just someone that takes care of the house all day, every day. They're taking care of the kids. That's it. They're
old
just
school. Like you
Does
cook,
nothing
you clean,
else.
you do all that. That's
yeah.
it.
I mean,
You cook, you clean, you feed the kids, you feed the husband. That's all
whatever.
You can't do anything else.
you do. Nothing else.
You can do whatever you want. Like my housewife,
See,
that chick ain't
everybody's
gonna be
definition
cleaning.
is
The maid's
different,
gonna be
though.
cleaning.
Do you want her working though?
Okay.
Adam? Do you want the housewife?
I
to
want her
work?
to have a purpose, or she'll work for me. Like when I was briefly with my girl, we won't need to go
We'll
there.
go there later.
The one that I was like with 24/7. She worked for me. She was going everywhere together. I put her to work for me. She made me.
Yeah, but she still was doing something. She
Right.
still had a
Exactly.
job.
Correct.
But I didn't have kids, so I put her to work. But when
It sounds bad, but I know what you mean.
it doesn't sound bad at all.
I get what you're saying.
No,
We made a lot of money together.
I think
Okay.
also.
Go ahead.
I was in
Slow jams.
I was in a situation earlier this year. This guy just was very nice, and he provided me to work for his company and the same marketing thing I do, but open up my own company and things like that. But he didn't want me cooking and cleaning, and that's not the position that he want his dream to be. And also, I would say this: having multiple things going on, not only is it better, it's better because you have a space. Sometimes you might be arguing and it dies off when you go to work or you get in work mode. When you come back, you probably don't care, or it's not as big as it was before. And then also, it's attractive when you have something else going on as a woman. Nobody wants just to, I asked my guy that before. I asked him, like, do you want me to be quiet all the time, or do you want me to open my mouth and say things, or how do you want me to be? And he said one day he walked down the pier at his boat company and he saw this Asian chick that didn't say anything to her husband. And he thought that was super boring. Like, no one wants to deal with someone who's just a puppet. It's very, it makes you feel weird.
Great freaking point. Because the number one thing I enjoy about a woman, honestly, other than,
that one
the obvious,
thing?
is banter.
Stimulation.
Like, are we having fun? Are we kicking it? Are we telling jokes?
Yes.
We're doing all that. Like, there's nothing more adorable than, like, what's up, girl? How you doing?
There's no bigger turn
Yeah,
on.
it's fun.
and joking.
We love that.
That's awesome.
It's having a best friend that you can have sex with is basically what you're saying. But as a female. Oh yeah, like sense of humor, her personality, and you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And I guess I kind of want to clarify myself, especially for you. I'm sorry, I'm not
Natalia.
remembering your name. Natalia.
Oh, Vinnie.
You're good.
No, Natalia. I'm sorry. I guess like when I say like yes, I would be okay getting rid of my clients and things like that. I don't just want to sit on the couch like this all day and do nothing but sweep and
I wanted to give you
cook
that
the
extreme.
dishes.
I wanted to give you that extreme to see where your mind would be
My
and your
mind
answer.
with it would be is I work a lot on my computer a lot. I mean, I'm on my computer for 12 to 16 hours a day
Right.
sometimes, editing videos and taking care of things. I have a lot of contract work that I do. So that's extremist. I have nothing else to do right now. You know what I'm saying? If someone told me like, hey, we need to dim that down because now we have children and I need your assistance, yes, I'll sign 99% of that off, but it's not that I don't want to have no purpose at all. I mean, everyone does. Like, I like to work out. I like to go to Pilates. I want to be able to enjoy time with my friends, a wine night or something from time to time, like, it's not that I just want to, like, sit there and be, like, an army soldier, too.
I love what you said, Slow Jam.
I think it's important that you clarify that, too, because a lot of the time is that it can give off that perspective of like, just shut up and be quiet and you're just gonna take care of the kids. So I think it's important because at the end of the day, that's realistic. That's what a real like housewife today would be. It would be that type of woman. So I love that you gave your answer to like the extreme answer, but I love that you also clarified because then you give that realistic aspect.
And Slow Jam's hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, absolutely.
She said, what do you want me to be?
Right.
Because if you trust your man, you're gonna be with your man and that's who you're gonna be with. And you say, all right, like, if he said to you, yeah, don't say shit, just like, well, that's not me.
Yeah.
Like, if he's like, and if it is you, if you are like the Asian girl you gave an example of, it's like, all right, cool, play your role.
Right.
But communication is the number one thing. We always hear it all the time. Communication. Can't tell you how many girls I've interviewed doing street interviews. What did we do recently? Ultra, Tortuga. We did Rolling Loud. We did model volleyball. Shout out to you guys. And I said, what's the number one thing you guys, like, it's lacking in a relationship? They said communication. Just talk it out. Speak it out. And a lot of guys are like, oh, we mean talk it out. I don't know about it. But, like, a simple question like Slow Jams is like, what do you want me to be? I think it's a great question.
Well, he was a great provider. I never didn't have to pay anything, like
there you
high
go.
earner, remote IT dude, very successful. Like, he was a nice guy.
Shout out to you.
I will say though, I would give it all up if you would let me be a stay-at-home cat mom and you let me foster cats.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you want to go on like a cat mom and dad
cats.
thing.
Adam, you just have to get the surgery.
Purpose.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Adam's pretty. How tall are you? 6.
I'm 6 foot, but
Okay.
with that leg surgery, I'll get
2 or 3 inches, 4 inches, whatever.
We'll see what I can do. All right.
Do you not want
moving
to hear,
right on.
You don't want to hear my dream?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry.
Jorge, do it. I want to look up into the distance. Go ahead, Jorge, play it. Guys, this is my dream. Don't make it a nightmare. I'm trying to.
Okay.
I want like a 92-year-old. Thank you, guys. Please, like a 92-year-old woman with dementia who's like has like a year left, and
Life insurance.
she put me in the will. Oh yeah, 100%. But yo, listen, that year I'm going hard. She's gonna love me. I'm gonna go to shuffleboard with her. Well, what? Because there's women all the time marrying up. Like, who are the girls with like Al Pacino and all these? She's like 29 having kids with Al.
Yeah.
I want. Can we
Reverse
win the lottery
Pacino.
once? Why, hey fellas, can we win the lottery once? I want some old lady that's like, that's my man, and then I would treat her like a queen, and then I'm good after that year.
You probably just have to go to the senior living.
That's what I'm trying to do, guys. It's a dream. Can I dream?
Yes.
Not every dream is the same.
I think that should be a segment.
Why is it okay for women to be gold diggers but not men?
Thank you, Adam. Jorge, one more time with the dream thing. Okay, that's all I wanted.
Okay, now.
Yes.
Now, how much money does this old 92-year-old bag need to be worth?
Main
100
question.
grand, another grand. I just want a story what Andrew Tate said. You have to live life in that story. No, I want to be rich like the lady on the
I'm thinking
airplane.
100 million, 20 million. Yeah, just
100 grand.
6 to 12 months of
That's
savings.
it.
I'm done. I am struggling right now.
Like that lady in first class that we were sitting next to.
Yes.
You know what happened? So
Yeah.
this lady's wealthy as hell.
Yeah.
She lives in, where's she live in Florida?
We're my family. She
We're
knew
the
my
family,
yeah.
guys. I'm talking about she has property after
Four
property.
houses.
Beautiful house. She's showing us her grandkids. They're all gorgeous girls, right? And then we're at baggage claim, Adam. Her people like dissed her Uber or whatever her thing was, and I'm helping her with her bag because I'm a freaking gentleman. And she looks at me and she goes, "I swear to God," she goes, "You're really cute. If you were a couple years older," and I was like, "No, I'm in. I'll do it." She was like 70 something.
She was in her 70s.
If she
So
sees
she's
this,
too young for you, is what you're
she's
saying.
way too young.
She's living
But
another
she was trying to
20-something
holler
years.
at me, bro. She was trying to holler.
All right.
I'm in.
I got the number if you'd
I would have
like.
taken us all on vacation.
Okay.
All of us. You can go find your coconut man.
That's what I'm saying. Gabby, come on.
Perfect
I got you,
segue.
Tony. I got you,
Perfect
girl.
segue to our next story, the Dua Lipa story. So, this story has to do with age gap.
Go
You
Dua
just said
Lipa.
that Vinny, you're 45. You would
Yeah.
date a 95-year-old.
No
So you would
doubt.
do 50-year age gap.
100%.
But you need to be in the will for as low as 100 grand.
Just 100.
At least 100 grand.
At least.
We
At
gotta
least
talk about
minimum.
that number.
Okay.
Minimum.
Anyway, we're gonna have a conversation about ideal age gap between a relationship. Pull up this Dua Lipa story. So I'm gonna go on the record here. If this girl's ever single again,
That's your type.
I would take down a Dua Lipa.
And
No
I never
doubt.
even heard. Who is she?
You've never heard of Dua
Never
Lipa?
heard
You
of
don't
her.
know Dua Lipa?
I swear to God.
She's massive.
yeah.
Is she in her
singer.
90s? And
You
I
know
don't
all
know
the
who else she
music.
is.
No, is she in her 90s? I'm not interested. Okay, so she is 27. Pull up this headline.
Yeah.
So show a picture.
Could you scroll up a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay, she's
So
gorgeous.
you've never seen her face, Vinny?
I swear to God, no.
I'm disappointed in you, Vinny.
Yeah.
I'm apologizing.
She's kind of a queen.
Okay, does anybody know a song?
Yeah.
If
One,
you
don't,
don't
pick up
wanna
the phone. She's the only one to call when he's drunk and alone. Two, don't let him
Oh,
in.
that's her?
Yep,
So
that's
she's
her.
a singer. I got that moon, I got
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's her?
Yes.
Oh, she's fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Thank you for being awake, Vinny.
Thank you.
All that dementia drugs you're
Too
hanging
young.
out with.
Exactly.
So Dua Lipa's gorgeous, 27 years old.
Wow.
Her boyfriend, her newest boyfriend, Roman Gavras, he's a French director. He's 41 years old. He's my age. So I mean, right in the running with this man. So her net worth, by the way, 35 million and increasing. His net worth is only 5 million. So that means there's a 14-year age gap and a 30 million wage gap going on right there. So I actually think that 41-year-old dude, 27-year-old chick, actually perfecto. You know, what's the thing? That age gap, not wage. What's the thing they say? Take a man's age, divide by 2. So if you're 40, divide by 2.
20.
Plus 7.
Wow, so she's perfect.
27.
So
You
they
ever
hit
heard
the
this?
nail on the.
You guys ever heard this thing before?
No.
So we're dating like 12.
Take a man's age,
Divided by 2.
divide by 2. So he's 40, let's say. Divide by 2 for all you mathematicians out there.
20.
That's 20. Now add 7.
27.
So a 40-year-old man should be with a 27-year-old woman. That's what it says.
So I need a
We're good.
29. I need a 29
So
and a
you
half.
need someone
year
in their late 20s, early 30s.
But can I go a little bit young? Like, does it matter?
You're
if
going
it's
95. You're going to get 100
Yeah, but I'm
grand.
just
You're
saying,
done.
just in case.
Okay. So ladies, I'm okay with that. That's fine. So for me, I've been all over the map these days. I was the oldest girl I've ever dated was the last girl I dated, 33.
Oh, yeah.
And she was a little too experienced for me, if you know what I'm saying.
Whoa.
And then I went down to a 21-year-old. I'm like,
That's too
It's a little young.
Yeah,
So
it's too
I
young.
think for me, from my early 40s, divide by 2, that's 20 plus 7, 27, 28. You're talking my
Beautiful,
language.
beautiful.
All right. Ladies, with that being said, anyone married here? Anyone in a serious relationship here? Perfect. Oh, did you just raise your hand, Nat?
I did.
Keep your shit quiet, girl.
Natalia!
Gabby, what's the oldest man you would date and what's the youngest man you would date age gap wise? Age gap wise. So
I'm 33.
you're 33, okay? You're my limit, by the way. You're my
I
limit.
know. You like cringed a little bit when you said you're like 30.
No, I thought this 33 rule was great, but she had a little too much experience. Not so much sexually, just
Drama. Previous
Just
drama experience.
been there, done that. We're good. What's the oldest you would date and what's the youngest you would date as a 33-year-old supermodel?
I'm not a supermodel. But I would say
I think you're super.
Model. I try to hype you up a little bit. I try to
thank
make you,
you.
you know,
It's very
model.
kind of you.
Anyone,
Sell me.
model. Every bitch is a model. 20, 30 supermodel.
I appreciate that.
Oldest you would date.
Oldest? Probably 45.
45. Okay. Youngest you would date.
Well, that's all that hits on me right now. So it's like 25 and 26-year-olds.
Now, would you date them?
Well, my best friend Z is here, and she has had some choice of words. But I think it depends if they have it together. It's questionable.
So what's the youngest you would date?
25, 26,
I'm
I
not
guess.
saying that you would go on a date with and have some, you know, fun.
Yeah.
You would actually be with.
Realistically, I don't think it'd be possible to really like full on date a 25, 26-year-old because if I want kids in the next couple of years, are they going to want to have kids at that young of an age? So I do take that genuinely into consideration. But if we did align and we were aligned on like future planning and things like that, I could probably go like 26, 27.
So there's a big difference between a 25-year-old and a 45-year-old.
1,000%, but
Okay?
also
I've been 25, haven't been 45 yet. And I can tell you, as a 40-year-old,
And I've dated a
25s
four-
are
and
not ready for what you're looking for.
I agree, but I've dated a 40-year-old who acts like he's 12. So it's like, it
You
just
need to
depends.
write down on paper, Gabby. This is Adam, the fucking
did.
teacher
I-
right now.
I have a notes
You need to
app.
write it down on paper and say, this is what I'm looking for.
I did.
He needs to be 6'2", he needs to be of age, he needs to be 21 and older in order to drink. He needs to be this height, he needs to bring this to the table, because you need some clarity in your
I
life.
did. I have all
No,
my
I'm
non-negotiables.
speaking here, okay, it's fine.
I did. I did.
Non-negotiable. Z, help her out.
She did.
Okay. Sarah, you've been very, very refreshing. You're 20.
20, I'll be 26 next month, so I'm 25 right now.
Happy birthday to be.
Thanks.
Oldest you would date and youngest you would date. Seriously. Don't pull a Gabby and I 25-year-old.
Oldest I have dated and would date is 45.
45?
Yes. Cut off.
Okay.
Youngest I would date, seriously, 32 or 33.
Okay, so
girl,
you are
good
not
girl.
dating your age or below.
Absolutely not. I'm
Why
not hooking,
not?
I will not even like hook up my age.
Why is that?
Why? Because they're just not there in a place of like
Okay.
maturity. I don't know. I've always gravitated towards older men. I feel like for me, my preference, I've always dated older.
Got it. Okay.
Great attitude.
Tony, you are 20.
22.
22. Tony. You know that group?
Has done it
Tony,
again.
Tony. What's their hit song?
Isn't that the song? Has done it again. Tone has done it again.
It feels good.
It feels good. Yeah.
Yep.
What you got for me, Slow
But
Jams?
that's not my jam.
It feels good.
I'll come to you in a second.
She has a rapper
We're gonna
answer.
sign Slow Jams. Valuetainment labels out here. All right. Oldest you would date and youngest you would date. 22-year-old Tony.
Seriously date? I mean, again, I think love is love, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna
Dream
say,
for me for a second,
Yeah,
Tony.
exactly.
You're on
Dream. Jorge, let her dream.
Jorge,
I mean, oldest.
you're on an island.
It could be like.
You're picking coconuts.
Okay, I would say 45.
Yes.
You got all your law school books there.
I think 45 is like the max cap, but if I
Yes.
do,
22 and 45. Wow.
well, because you don't know, I don't know.
Okay.
Who knows? But
Double your age.
Double your
but,
delay.
yeah, nothing else.
Double
You
your
could be a
delay.
young 45.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
a young 41.
Yeah.
The
hell
older
yeah.
men get,
42.
the hotter they
You
get
too.
Take vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
take
do agree with
my,
that. But also, I agree.
Silver foxes are sexy, yes or no?
Yeah. Anderson
Vinny, speaking of, yeah, look at him.
Yes, Adam?
Are silver vixens, silver-haired women sexy?
Yeah, to be honest with you,
He likes 90-year-olds.
Yeah, they're just silver. No, but like the girl that was on the airplane, like she
dyed her hair.
But if she let it just go, yeah, I like. Listen,
Gray-haired women are not
like my
sexy.
face.
Gray-haired men are sexy. Sorry.
Don't ask Vinnie.
Sorry. So you'd go 45, and then how young would you go? Don't tell me that 16-year-old story again.
No,
bro.
Never
Don't you
again.
fucking dare.
I would say my age, but I still wouldn't want to. I would want to go at least 25 and up, just because, like you were, I mean, girls tend to date older because it's just fact that men grow up slower than women, and a guy my age really, realistically, is 18 years old at heart. So
the brains develop.
It's just
our brains
we
develop
dealt
differently
with it our whole
Yeah,
life.
well, we're much more mature.
Yeah.
Emotionally, like, or mentally.
More,
mentally.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Danny, by the way, she's on a show called Jewish Matchmaking on Netflix.
Say it again.
I'm gonna go
Subscribe
watch
to
the show.
Netflix. Check Danny
I know,
out.
I have to watch it.
I will actually.
Danny,
watch
I was
Episode
told
5
I
is my
needed to
favorite.
plug your show at least 3 times.
Did you watch my show, Adam?
Yeah.
No. That was definitely not
I've been in goddamn
Yeah.
Romania. I couldn't even watch the
He hasn't
Heat
done
game
it. He
in
hasn't done it
Romania.
yet.
I
Your mom would be proud.
yeah, that's true. My mom's I'm gonna bring I'm taking my mom on vacation tomorrow. Going to Israel.
Are you going to Israel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, back to you, because it's not about me. We can answer my questions in a little bit. Danny, Jewish Matchmaker on Netflix. Check it out right now. It's coming to theaters near you. What's the oldest you would date? What's the youngest you would date?
I would say oldest is like 43.
Okay.
I'm out.
Great sound effects.
Oh, Jorge. Let's go.
Vincent.
No, I'm writing notes for. I have an
Okay.
answer. Yeah, I'm not texting. Just
I mean, I don't know. There also could be like, you could
Youngest.
be young at heart. So
mid 40s.
Mid 40s.
Early, okay.
Youngest I would date is probably my age.
And you're 27.
27.
Okay. So you would go.
A mature 27.
Thank you, Danny.
Yeah, very hard to find.
Very hard to find.
So what Gabby will do is find the most mature 26, 27-year-old that she's been fucking
Pass
around
it
with.
to me.
Pass it to your ass. You're getting those
I'll train 'em well for
leftovers.
you.
Getting those leftovers.
I'll set you up for
Dunskies.
success.
You find a Jewish matchmaker, 6'3" and over. Throw it Gabby's way. Now you guys are running game.
This is teamwork.
Now you guys are running
Throw
game.
it together.
Slow jams.
Great teamwork.
What's the oldest that you would date, and what's the youngest you would date?
You want me to rap it or want me to say it?
Do whatever you want to do.
I
Yeah,
love
you-
that
she's committed.
You can rap it, you could say it, you could spray it, or whatever you want to do.
I'm gonna do both, so I'll be in and out like Dr. Seuss about it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Basically, so the oldest I've dated and have dated was 49. He was really nice. He know how to crack my spine.
Ooh.
He know how to crack a bottle, pour
You
out
know
some
how to
wine.
crack what?
Crack
Crack
her
my
spine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pay
that's.
attention.
Crack my spine. He could crack a bottle.
I feel like that's something in the black culture. That's a good thing.
That's good.
In white
yeah,
culture,
yeah.
you're going to a chiropractor. Okay, respect.
I gotta go
Crack
crack
that spine.
So funny.
Okay.
But yeah, crack my spine, crack a bottle, pour out some wine. The young guys are not really like worth my time too much. I'm 25. I don't really date anything or try not to even look at anything that's under 30. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and that's it. 30 to I guess my new number is 49. So
49.
That's 24
Drinking
years,
wine.
yeah.
So fine.
So I-
Cracking your spine.
I love.
Shit.
Hey, if I get
Call a
arrested.
chiropractor out here because I'm flowing out there. Okay, Vincent.
So we
we know the oldest you would go is 100 grand, 90
But
something
you guys,
year old.
you guys made a good point earlier. I mean, I was joking about the old thing, but maybe I'm serious.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
no, but you guys were talking about something earlier, Adam, about your friends. You were saying that they ran through all these cars. You know what I'm saying? They went all the
Test
cars.
driven of a lot of cars.
They test drove this car and the Porsche and all
They
this.
built the brakes off. They beat the
Built
brakes off them
off
cars.
of all these cars,
Yeah.
right? And this is what I was writing down, but I think I could memorize it at this point. But so they tested all these cars in their 20s, a little early 30s. Now, Adam, that they're older, they pick the car that they want, and now they're chilling, right? I think the problem with the younger 20-year-olds is, Adam, if a girl gets serious with a younger guy, he's still testing all these whips.
Right.
So if he grabs you and is with you, and you love him and it's all good, he's still looking at, look at that Ferrari, look at that thing. And then guess what? While you're doing that, you're home in the garage chilling, and he's out there driving the shit out of all these cars. So I think the guy has to be older to have experienced all these. I love that we're just talking about cars. So
Yeah.
all the cars, the fries, the transmission, the oil, yeah. So I think no, good point. If you get with the older
Yes.
guy,
Yeah.
and because guys, I was that age. Even though I love this girl and I ruined relationships because I was with her, but I kept looking at. I was like, oh God! I walked into a bar and I
Yes.
wasn't even looking at her, and it sucked. But I'm older now.
I feel like a black woman in church, and I'm like, preach, Vinnie.
Men are
Because-
always gonna look.
Yes,
Yeah.
Men are
that's
always
what I was
look.
gonna
So
say.
that's
is
always
that the thing with guys is look but don't touch.
Yeah.
Again,
That's
a
discipline,
guy's
though.
favorite thing in the world is pretty
beautiful
women.
girls.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just like it's never gonna change. That's why men are men, and that's why like they are what they are. But you get to a point as a man where you've test driven a bunch of cars. All you want is like, let me just get a good old reliable, amazing car. I'm gonna settle down in this car. I'll still look at other cars on the road.
Yeah, look.
But this is the car I'm driving.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that's what I think a woman needs to understand is in order to get to that point, a man generally needs to have a lot of car keys that he's been messing around
100%.
with. Okay? A lot of
Yeah.
mufflers, a lot of engines, a
Lot
lot
of-
of brakes.
Yeah.
A lot of
Wheel
spines.
alignment.
You gotta break a lot of
Oh.
spines
Yeah.
to get there. Anyway, respect on that. Guys, last story here, and we'll wrap up. So this is what we call our wild story of the week. It's a crazy story. It has to do with money, it has to do with stupid situations. It's okay to be vulnerable here, guys. It's okay to be vulnerable. So here's a story about Pete Davidson, by the way, who continually pulls some of the baddest
I don't know
vehicles out there.
Seriously.
We all
Yeah.
don't know how.
You know
Nobody
why,
knows.
This
right?
guy's
He's
been with
probably
who?
hung like a yak.
Ariana
packing
Grande,
He's packing.
Kim K. Who's the latest girl that he's with now?
Oh.
I don't remember.
Emily
Yeah.
Ratajkowski.
Emrata.
The dude's just is killing it in the game. But his financial decisions sometimes are questionable. So here's a story right here. Nat, pull this up. So Pete Davidson, he gets stoned as hell on SNL. Can we make it bigger? And he goes with Colin Jost and buys a broken down Staten Island ferry for 280 grand that doesn't work whatsoever, doesn't operate. So now a year later, he's basically saying, what the hell was I thinking? He goes, I don't know what was going on with that thing. It was the dumbest purchase of my life. I had the hopes of turning it into an entertainment venue and refurbishing it, but it was gonna cost millions. I'm just gonna let this thing sink. Okay, it was a horrible decision. So for fun and games right here, wild story right here. What is the dumbest financial thing you've ever done, or the dumbest thing you've ever done when you're high or you're on drugs?
Oh, wow.
It's a wild story. Whatever you want to do, who wants to go first? Dumbest financial situation or story, or dumbest story on drugs you've ever done? How about this? Just to break the ice, I'll go first.
Good idea.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you know about me, I'm all about save that money. So I don't have any stupid financial situations.
Right.
I've saved, I've invested, life's good, we've made money, we've saved money, we invested money, we built companies. I don't really have any stupid financial situations. Thank God. I'm very smart with my money. But when it comes to, thank you.
Thanks, Jorge.
When it comes to partying
Yeah.
and doing the drugas,
No good.
here's no good.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you one of the first stories. So I was that dude in high school. I was an all-star athlete, all-county football, basketball, played college football. I was anti-drugs all throughout high school. That was my thing. I was an athlete. And then I get to college, freshman year, I played football, and the whole football team is getting fucked up. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm supposed to, what do we do? Okay. So I'm like, all right, I guess people are smoking weed out here. We're going to smoke some weed. And, you know, I don't condone this at home. So I remember smoking. I was at Florida State. And I remember being like, I'm high as shit right now. And I am hungry. I got to go get some food. I'm like, there's nothing in the fridge. You know when you're broke as shit in college. I was like, all right, got to go to the store and get some food. All right, so let me get my car keys, some eye drops, some sunglasses. All right, time to go get some food. So I walk into the car. I sit down in the car, put the key in the ignition, and I quickly realized that I'm sitting in shotgun.
Oh my God.
I am not even on the right side of the vehicle to drive the car, you high motherfucker. So now I need to get up out of the car.
And you're still trying to go drive the car?
Yeah. And I walk around the car and I get into the driver's seat and I'm thinking to myself, if anyone saw me sit in shotgun, they're gonna, what an idiot.
What an asshole.
And I quickly realized, you shouldn't be driving that now, buddy.
Oh, God.
And I went in the house, and I think I just ate some cereal. But thank God. So drive safe, guys. No DUIs.
I thought you were going to say you were in somebody else's car.
That would have been amazing.
That would have been
But I
great.
sat in shotgun. So,
Adam, that's
again,
your craziest story?
Anyway,
I have ones with like hookers and cocaine and like somebody died. That's your story?
Yeah.
I'm not saying mine.
With that being said, someone needs to go next, and it's Vinnie. Hey,
No,
Vinnie.
no.
Guys, I said craziest financial story, craziest story of drugs.
So your story.
Pete Davidson got high and bought a $280,000 broken Staten Island ferry.
Okay, I was.
Vincent, craziest financial story or story when on drugs.
Financial, I'm still looking for that old lady, so the money is whatever. I'm comfortable, but I'm whatever. Craziest story, I got really, really shit-faced at a friend's house, party, girls, everything. I went outside and my car wasn't there. And I was like, you know that feeling where you're like, fuck. I'm looking, I mean, this is like 3 in the morning.
Dude, where's my car?
I call 911 and I'm like, my fucking car was stolen, fill out the report. I called the insurance company, like everything's gonna be okay, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, fuck it, like that moment, right?
You cried.
And then,
You're vulnerable.
And then I'm just like, I go, this is bullshit. Everybody's like, yeah, your car's stolen. I thought, I parked it right there. Then I come out, it's like 5:30, almost 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like, fuck. I look down the street. You ever not have your car stolen, but you're just so fucked up? Adam, I look and I see like the hood of my car just like looking at me. You know how embarrassing it is to not only call 911 and say, hey, listen, I fucked up. I found the car.
You had to call 911 again and be like, my bad.
And I said, cancel that. And then I had to call my insurance company, and I'm a veteran. I called USAA, and I was like, hello? And I know it was a black dude. He's like, hello? And I'm like, yeah, listen, you know, that the whole loss. He goes, you found your car? I go, yeah, I was really, really high. He goes, okay, maybe stop doing drugs. And then he was like, the phone.
All right.
Oh my God.
Going down the line here, who wants to go next? Slow Jams.
Slow Jams.
You've killed it today.
Yes.
The rapping, sexy thing out here. What's your song again?
Sexy ass thug.
Sexy ass thug. I don't
Watch the video.
What?
Watch the video.
What?
Sexy ass thug.
Yeah.
Sexy ass thug. By the way, is everyone's Instagram linked below? Everyone's here going to be tagged. Craziest story that you want to tell
I
everybody?
don't have any crazy drug stories or money fuel stories.
Nothing.
No.
She's just
Craziest
evil.
experience with a rapper.
Oh.
With the rapper. Which one?
Look at her face.
Oh, which one?
Oh,
There we
all of a
go.
sudden we got some stories out here.
Okay, so maybe I was just a newbie. I hung out with someone from Young Money like 2 years ago.
Oh, shit.
They came
baby.
came to Miami. I just went live one day. They got on my live, and then boom, linked up. We were talking, chopping it up. I had a show right afterwards, a concert I had to go do myself. And when it was time to go, it did not click to me what he really meant until like a year later. So they're like, yeah, we're about to go get some candy. So I left with my homegirl. I'm like, I don't understand what. Like, I'm like, what store is right here in Brickell for them to go down and get some candy? Like, and why are so many of them going to get candy? It did not click to me until obviously later. They meant nose candy. Like,
Yeah, got it.
But I don't really have like crazy.
I've got juicy fruit and I've got Jolly Ranchers here at the house. Why
No,
would
it just
you?
didn't click to me. Like, why all these gangsters tattoos? I'm like, why they want candy? I don't get this.
I got a sweet tooth, girl.
Yeah.
I got a sweet tooth.
Yeah, and a broken nose.
Just kill that shit.
Right.
All right? Shout out to my dentist and my
Right. But
chiropractor
you know that-
cracking that spine.
If you see the person, obviously they do the candy.
Oh, wow, okay.
But
Yeah.
I was, knew about them growing up, so I never thought about them in that way until I saw them.
I
and,
understand.
yeah.
Well, here's the most important question. Did they get the candy?
If you look at them, I'm pretty sure they did.
Okay, so yes.
He got the candy.
Yeah.
Okay. Danny, Jewish matchmaker on Netflix.
Netflix. Watch it.
Matchmaking.
Oh,
Matchmaking.
Miss Guzzi. Craziest story. What was the craziest story from your show? How about that?
Well, on my show, the spoiler alert, by the way, I broke up with this guy on screen. And after I broke up with him, he asked me on TV, I'm ready for the makeout sesh.
What?
Real life story. We break up. I'm like, listen, I don't like you. This is not going to work out. And the cameras were moving. And they were like repositioning the cameras. And he looks at me. He's like, I'm ready for the makeout sesh. Like, should we go down to the bleachers? And I was like, what the fuck are you thinking? They aired that, by the way.
Oh, of course they did. That's
Yeah.
that juicy shit people want
That story's crazy, man.
You asked me from the show.
You said from the show.
You said from the show. The show was pretty wholesome if you
You
watch
should have
it.
made out with them and just slapped them across the
that's
face
so
and been
hot.
like, you're never going to get this Jewish matchmaker. All right, good for you. Tony, where'd you grow up, by the way?
Las Vegas.
Okay,
Oh,
give me
here
your
we go.
craziest
Yeah.
Vegas
Here we
story.
go.
Don't bullshit. You were 16. You had an abusive boyfriend. I get it.
18.
18. Yeah, that's right. Give me your craziest Vegas
Yeah,
story.
honestly, that's the thing is I genuinely cannot self-incriminate myself right now.
Good
you know
girl.
What I mean?
Good girl.
But I do have a lot of Vegas stories. Financially, I'm gonna be boring with it. I'm a college student, so there's not really finances for me to be stupid with that much. So
Here's the craziest financial story. You're $250K
Yeah,
in debt
yeah.
and student
Yeah.
loans.
Yeah.
And you're eating coconuts with your 50K boyfriend.
there you go.
Best of luck figuring that shit out. Here's a couple fucking coconuts for that fucking ass. Shout out to law school out there. How much you taking out in debt, by the way? I nailed it.
Let's
Yeah.
not talk about it, please.
Sarah,
Well, Sarah got a juicy one.
I
can
feel
already
like any hot chick with tattoos on her forearms got some shit to
tell.
say.
Oh shit.
I have a few.
Yes.
But
Here's one. Yeah, I killed a man.
He's in a van down by the river.
no, I'm trying to think. I guess my craziest one was in January. I was awake partying for like 49 hours straight, no sleep, and while I was very delirious and delusional, we bought flights last minute to Tulum for festival season with no plan at all, just the flight, and the flight was 12 hours later. So on no sleep, no nothing, we just bought them and
12
took
hours
off.
from where?
12 hours later.
Oh,
Like I bought the
12
ticket
hours
12
later.
hours before the flight.
Wow.
So I guess that was pretty
Here's
stupid
my
financial.
assumption
And
that you were up
yeah,
for
absolutely.
49 hours, not 48. You went on a candy run before you.
I
We're
was
not talking
at-
Twizzlers.
No.
I was at Club Space.
Yes. As someone that's been to Club Space before, I'm pretty convinced you were on a candy situation. Well, shout out to you. How was Tulum?
It was so much fun. I did not sleep the entire time.
I respect her. Well, because you realize that's 49 hours, and then did you sleep for that 12 hours to that gap
On the flight.
before the flight happened?
Barely.
Okay.
The flight's like
Because we
2
thought
And I
we
hours.
were
haven't
missing-
slept since.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay.
I've
No,
been awake.
now I'm quiet. I'm calm. I exercise.
Good girl. You
that
got
was
it
an
out.
unhealthy era.
Got it.
Drink water.
That was an unhealthy era. And now I drink water.
So now
and
you're living your healthy lifestyle.
Now I am living
Okay.
my health. That lifestyle makes you very tired, very fast.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. So she's a red pill party girl. Very interesting.
No, I'm not a party girl anymore, but I was a party girl.
You were reformed. You had an epiphany in the last 6 months.
Yeah, I really love like the house music scene. So it's like it's a fun era, but it's just
I hear
very
you.
tiring, you know.
Tony's out there in the club too. You could tell. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I moved to Miami.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gabby, bring it home.
I'm kind of lame too. I mean, I've never done a drug, so
right.
I think you want me on one.
Craziest story involving a dude, stalker, possessive, wild, spent money
She's
on
like,
you.
there's a guy outside in the bushes right now.
Waiting for me.
Gabby, you're the last one. Make up a story.
funny.
I would say, I mean, mine's lame, but financially, like my freshman year of college, I spent like I think $6,000 or $7,000 of my parents' money my first year of college, and then when I got home, I went back to the pizza shop that I was working at, and it's a bunch of Italians, like none of them spoke English, and my mom kept calling, so like, and I'd be like, my company plays, like, how can I help you? Pick up our delivery. And my mom would be like, Gabriella, we just got the fucking bill. And I was like, what are you talking about? Hang up. And I'd be like, how can I help you? Pick up our delivery.
my God.
I was like, her continuously calling me. I was like, I can't be on phones anymore. My family keeps trying to
my
call
God,
me.
that's so
So
funny.
your craziest story is that you were a pizza pickup lady?
no,
What?
No,
But
my
oh, $7,000.
parents found out that I spent $7,000 when I got home
gotcha.
from
All
college.
right.
And she was like, "This, no, we don't have anchovies." Click.
And I just
Grab the
remember looking at my
pepperonis.
boss, and I was like, I need extra hours this week. He's like, all right, I got you.
I can't.
Can't go home.
I'll tell you this. We're going to wrap up with what Andrew Tate said about having better stories to tell in your life.
Yeah, he really
I
did.
swear to God.
I'm scared.
And we'll
I
do
don't want to
some
get in
super chats.
trouble.
So this whole episode started that we went to Romania. We did a sick episode with Tate. It was awesome. We'll tell this last story. Vinny, you remember this?
You damn right I did.
You remember that? So he tells a story about, well, number one for the record, for you gentlemen out there, if there's one thing you cannot be with a woman, it is boring.
Yeah.
Women do not want to be bored.
No.
Okay?
Never.
I say the circle of life is this, right? right? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
Men want women. Women want fun. Fun costs money, so men need to make money. And why do men need to make money? Is because men want women, and it starts all over.
Oh, here we go.
Girls just want to have fun.
There we go.
Cha-ching.
Thanks, Jorge.
Dream with me for a second here, guys.
Here we go.
The one thing you cannot be is boring. So Andrew Tate tells this story, and there's one thing that you and I can appreciate. This guy's a comedian. I'm a former comedian, podcaster, like financial guy. You got to have stories for days, no doubt. Tate's telling the story about in the war room. He's coaching these guys up. And the guy's like, tell me a crazy story. And the guy's like, yeah, I don't have any.
Like zero stories.
I have no stories. I'm boring. He's like, if you're boring me, homie, I know that you're boring women out there. He's like, yeah, they are very bored of me. He's like, you got to go do stuff. He's like, go take the fucking Trans-Siberian Railroad from Romania to Russia and like, go, live your life. He goes, but what happens if I get robbed on the train? He's like, good. Now you have a fucking story.
Yeah, get robbed.
Okay, get robbed.
Yeah.
Have sex with a random Russian hooker. Do something. Have a story, Gabby, other than ordering pizza.
Yeah. So that
have a story, gentlemen.
I wasn't ordering, I was working.
I get it. Let me throw you under the bus for this story.
So that being said, Adam, let's all order some candy.
Yes.
And go to Miami this weekend and say, fuck it.
Let's go to Miami this weekend.
Well, you're leaving. So
yeah, I'm going there anyway. So, wrapping up with Tate. Gentlemen out there, there's one thing you cannot do in the presence of a woman or with around women is bore her.
Yeah.
Don't be boring. And a lot of times, I hear this constantly. Men are on dates, and all they do is like, so I'm a computer analyst, and what happens is when you got to understand the code and the ones, and the girl's like, this fucking guy out here. Ask women questions. Michael Sartain said this. Let women talk about themselves. You talk about things. Talk about, here's what's going on in the world. Tell me about yourself. Here's what's going on. I'm talking about the moon. I'm asking you what fucking sign you are. I'm talking about, what's going on this weekend. I'm asking you what you're doing this weekend. I'm talking about the war in Ukraine. You tell me about the kids that are home. But like this, do not bore women and tell them bullshit ass stories.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I've got friends for that. We tell each other boring ass shit all day.
And when men try to make you lead the conversation, it's like, what do I have to tell you?
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to
I want to
educate
go with
you
some
on.
spice.
Women
you
questions.
value
Do not bore these
I do
women.
like that. I like some spice. I like some stories.
With that being said, let's get to our super chats right now. Nat needs a Celsius. We called her mid yawn.
I'm not yawning. I'm awake.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Okay.
Okay.
Super chats,
Super
and we'll go to the
chats.
happy ending here.
All right, thank you guys for the super chats, especially this first one. L. Natalia, too outspoken. I love you too, all right? Love you too.
I told you about talking too much, Nat.
I'm sorry. They
You
love
took
it.
that L.
They said L. Natalia, I love you
No,
too.
you took an L.
Oh, no.
You
I
lost.
took it as love.
Oh, gotcha.
Thank
Love
you.
Natalia.
Love Natalia.
See,
I
these
love you
delusional
too.
women out there,
Appreciate
guys.
all the L's
These
today 'cause
delusional
I
women
love
out
you.
there, they can't handle the truth.
It's okay. Then we have, this is quotes, the black delegation hereby trades Steve Harvey for the Tate brothers, Moss, Steph, and / Dave Chappelle. And then we have Jay. You need to get someone like Fresh and Fit has. Nat's got to go. Actually, me and Fresh read the chats very similar, and he even admitted it on the show. And I'm not going nowhere, but thank you for the chat today. And then we have Otherworldly Oddies TV. Scabby, if you work at Wendy's, would you take orders? I mean, she worked at a pizza shop, so she did take orders.
I ran that place. I fired girls on the spot.
You
I
go,
was
Gabby.
like 15.
So hot.
You go, Gabby.
That's right, Gabby.
So hot.
TRC's in the chat. He said, Adam, I need Gabby. Help me. He said, I'm 5. And then this is Bean Cheeks. He said, I'm 5'8", but I can give Gabby that 6'2" treatment stat.
I'll say that.
Shout out to Bean. By the way, real quick, Bean Chicks, he was
Yes.
here. We had a great time. He was sitting front row.
Yes.
Sorry I couldn't hang out with you in Miami. I couldn't tell you to your face because it was a secret, but I was flying out to Romania the next day.
Yeah, jig is up
to
now.
interview Tate.
You're right now.
We were going to hang
That's on
out,
the
but
back.
next time I'd love to hang with you in Miami.
Yes, and he also said, great show last week. I'll be back in July. Be ready, Adam. Vince is cool, too. Then we had a TRC.
By the way, dream with Vince for a second.
Dream it.
No, not yet.
yet.
It's
Hold it,
time
go
for the
ahead.
happy ending. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, continue. Okay.
Keep going.
Then
Should
we
I
have
be looking-
TRC again. Adam and Nat hook me up with Gabby on 5'11".
5'11".
Then we
Gabby,
have,
you're getting a lot of love out here.
I know. It was the squats. Then
She's
we
a
have
cat mom.
AOZ.
By the way, just quick shout out to Gabby.
Yes.
As lovely as she is here, you should see her in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
I saw.
On a volleyball. Make sure you guys watch
I mean,
it.
Gabby, I don't know what you're
videos.
doing, but you're eating right. It's very impressive.
You're taking care of yourself. Good job.
Yeah.
We love it. Then we
You're
have-
going to that chiropractor if you know what I'm saying. Bringing that spine.
Her
Get that
spine
spine
is good.
broken.
Her spine is good. AOZ, these chicks won't compromise a male mind. Women were allowed education. They chose not. The first woman lawyer in the U.S. was in the 1600s, and she was granted land in her name by the Virginia and MD government. And then we have...
Who said that?
AOZ.
AOZ. This guy is doing due diligence on that ass.
He was like, she's gotta be wrong.
Yeah, Google.
He did his
Respect
He's
to
a
him.
partner for you.
Okay. There you go.
Respect that.
Otherworldly Adis again. He said, "Why treat your hubby like?" I think he meant shit. But boss like gold. Just Jerry podcast. Chelsea Handler low key wants Adam. Get it, Sauce.
I know. She DM'd me. Listen, Chelsea.
He's down.
It's not gonna happen, Gabby. I'm sorry.
So sorry.
She's been around the
Chelsea.
block too much.
Sorry.
Word to the wise out there.
Yeah.
Too old and disheveled and. Is that too many dicks?
Yeah,
All right.
fair enough. Then we have Uncle Luke, 1980. Shout out to you, Uncle Luke, in the chat. We appreciate you. He said, "You know what, Nat, random. I personally think you're cool. I just believe you and MLD got some strange beef with y'all never settled. You all right? Just keep reading the super chats with enthusiasm. Thank you."
Thank you.
Then we have Bonami Chang, just super chat. We appreciate that. Uno, women are allowed to read in the U.S. Slaves were not allowed to read or be educated. White women were never seen as slaves or cattle in the U.S. Then we have TRC again. He said, "I'm 44. I got land, got a house, no debt." And I think he has like 6 kids.
Gabby.
He's doing his
Wait,
job,
you said TRC
okay?
was sitting in the front row. Is that the one who, at the beginning last week, was like, "No, I don't know who Fresh and Fit is"? Is that who that
No,
was?
that was Beaten
That
Cheeks.
was Beaten Cheeks. That was
Beaten Cheeks is
Yeah.
his name.
TRC was
It's his
sitting back
username.
there.
What a username, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Beaten Cheeks.
Then I have this last one. He's at AOZ as well. He's like, "Love is love, blah. Probably think you can't control who you fall for, even though she never loved homeless savant. Why you ask? You chose not to give him a shot."
What?
I'm
All
not
right.
sure, but that's what AOZ said.
All right.
And then let me just reload so I make sure I don't have any mischats. That is it. Thank you guys for the super chats today.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
supers.
Yep.
all the love today, all those L's and all the love. Keep sending them. We
I
love them.
love you.
Subscribe, do all that fun stuff because we're not going anywhere. We're just getting started.
Thank you, Nat. She's developing that confidence.
It's there.
Awesome.
Shout out, Nat.
All right, guys, here's what is known as the happy ending. It's double entendre. If you want to get happy ending, you have a happy ending if you could say something. So this is where you have a chance to look in the camera. Bing, 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 bing. Say what's on your mind. Let the people know where you're at, where to find you. Biggest takeaways for the show, whatever you want. You each got 30 seconds. Gabby, a.k.a. the pizza shop. I'll take you to the candy shop. I'll take you to the candy shop. I got the magic. Okay, Gabby, there's your camera. Go ahead.
All right, well.
Give a shout out to your girl, by the way. She's been great
I know,
this whole
my
time.
best friend Z is here.
We're gonna
She
bring
has
Z on
not
the
missed-
show.
We're gonna get her on this.
We're gonna
next
get her
time.
on.
Honestly, if you brought my whole
Great
crew
hair.
of girls, if you brought my crew of girls,
Nat's gonna get your number, recruit them all.
Let's do it now.
I got
Done.
you.
I'm Gubby for you on everything, TikTok and Instagram. And honestly, my takeaways from the show, it was really nice to hear all of your different opinions. Z and I actually have this conversation quite frequently. And I think there's conversations like this should be happening a lot more. So I just really appreciated all of your insight and just hearing everyone else's ideas.
Awesome, Gabby. Thank you. Sarah.
Hi, thank you for having me. I think this was a really great panel of women. I think everyone had
Thank
some
you.
like really great things to say, especially the best woman at the end here. So yeah, thank you for having me. My Instagram is below. It's Sarah with 2 A's at the beginning _Elizabeth. If you need social media management or content creation for your business, please DM me.
There it is.
Awesome.
Tony. It feels good.
Yeah.
All right.
Same
Coconuts, my man, 50 grand.
Simple life.
Exactly.
Living off the land.
That's what I got out of it.
Coconut in my
I'm
hand.
going.
Goddamn. Go ahead.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, honestly, this was really fun. Like being able to laugh with everyone. And,
Yeah.
You know, it was a pleasant time.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically, I just keep following the truth. And, I think, we have these conversations and we focus a lot on, male and female, but I do think we should have bigger conversations sometimes.
Thank you. Well, that's what we do here. We want, at the end of the day, I think in order for women to win, men need to improve and understand what women want. And for men to win, women need to improve and get on the same page. I was very clear on the Fresh Fit podcast. I think I want to see families, kids, life really come together. And for a lack of a better term, make America great again.
Absolutely.
Fuck.
Hey, let's go.
Okay. Danny Bergman, you might catch her on Jewish Matchmaking. On
Yeah.
Netflix.
You didn't mention it.
Thanks for
mentioning that.
I didn't mention it throughout the show, but I want to get her some views because I want you to own half of Netflix by the time this is over. And then we'll go 50-50 on all the bills.
Jewish patty,
Should we get
Jewish
you on
patty
season
with
two?
a kosher patty.
I love that.
A Jewish patty with a kosher
Maybe we
patty.
should get Adam on season 2. What do you think?
We'll see about that. I'm going to have a girl break up with me. I'm like, so can I hit it now? No, make out now, sorry. No, that's not how it works? Okay.
Anyways,
Go ahead, drive traffic, Danny.
Danny M. Bergs on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all the good stuff. If you are a restaurant owner looking for social media help, hit me up, 1084 Media. One thing I wanted to just say from the show, I haven't heard a panel, a group of women have such a open perspective on Andrew Tate. Very interesting to be a part of, to hear. So thank you for having us, and thank you for opening the conversation.
You're welcome back anytime, all of you, of course, and especially you, Miss Slow Rhymes, Slow Jams.
Slow Jams.
I'm thinking of Busta Rhymes, who's like the fastest rhymer.
Yes.
Woo-ha! Got you all in check. Maya,
Basically,
the sexy ass thug, I think it would only be appropriate
Yeah.
if you rap your happy ending.
My happy ending.
Okay? Slow Jams.
Gotta delete what I was gonna
Okay.
say. Gotta rewrite it. Gotcha.
Rap about your experience with the show, what you want out of life, and what's gonna happen with you and Vinny after the show, after this happy
We're
ending.
going on the road together.
Yeah.
So
going on the road.
So what I want out of life is to stay fly and take off like a kite. I also want to land and stay somewhere with my man and become someone's wife. What I got from this show is that a relationship has ups and downs and ties and flows. Something that I really like about you is that you keep it clear whether it's red or whether it's blue. Thank you.
Love that.
wow, that's my
The ladies love sauce.
I gotta tell you, you guys are all superstars here. And I'm not even pandering right now. I think we've had a lot of fun. And bring Z and all your friends next time.
Let me go ahead and put my website. Can you guys check out my website?
Yeah.
www.slwjamesd.net. See all my videos where I created direct other videos, my editing skills, everything.
Nice.
Have a great time watching it.
All right, with that being said, it's time for Vincent's dream right now, ladies and gentlemen. Look in the camera, Vincent. Go ahead. Vinny, let's hear your ideal life, baby.
Well, here's the thing. You want my dream? You want me to
whatever you want to say.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Because I love it was a pleasure meeting all you guys and talking with you guys. Adam, you're my brother. Nat, you killed it. Even her friends that are in the audience. We have so many people here. But it's like I appreciate, especially women that have ideas and goals and beliefs. And beliefs are one of my biggest things. And I believe that the children are our future.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them well. And let them lead the way.
Yeah.
Adam, you know this.
You gotta show them
all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how it used to be. And that's I remember now never to walk in anyone's shadows. It was too old. But hey, Jorge, one more time with the dream and the look.
Mr. Randy Watson, ladies and gentlemen. Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. That's all we want.
Vinny, you killed it.
I love you guys.
Well, listen, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. You can check my OnlyFans. Okay? This is where you get the exclusive content out here.
It's so funny.
There's all sorts of sexy pictures. It's all going on. But I appreciate you guys being here. You know that our goal here is for you to get a complete understanding of men, women, intersexual dynamics. We bring a vast array of perspectives because I think it's important for you to identify, all right, like what Sarah said. Man, that Tony girl, she's a motherfucker. I don't know. Danny, all right, I like that flow on this girl. Yeah. Vinny, he's a stud. All right, actually, Tony made a point here. Nat, I hate that bitch, but she is hot. All right, there's so many different perspectives, but we always try to remind ourselves that we did the show for you each and every week because, hey, we want to see you get paid late and do it your way. This is your life. You got one of them. And this is what we do this show for you. The last question It's so funny. I've never heard Andrew Tate answer this. It was the last question of the podcast. I said, Tate, you do this 24/7. Does anyone know why he does this?
No.
You do?
Because it shows like you're like when you point at someone and you're speaking to them, it shows them that you're like in power of position when you're like your authority.
When did you hear him say that?
One of the
Elon Musk
podcasts.
does it too.
Yeah?
Yeah, he
if
said
you
he-
watch Elon Musk
Like they're
interviews,
sticking
he sits
their
like
meat
this.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to be that guy, but none of you guys are right. Because when I asked him, I said,
Cobra.
He
'Cause
just likes
why?
his fingers like that.
Try to be censored. No, guys.
Oh my
I
guess.
cracked the
Would you wanna
code. You
give it
want to take
away?
a guess?
Oh my guess. Is it because
Guys.
the mouth of a cobra? I don't know.
No.
I mean, that's.
He
that's
said. By the way, who's Andrew Tate's hero? Biggest hero?
I know.
It's his father.
His dad.
He said his father used to play chess and he used to sit like this all day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great.
Doing like this.
Yeah.
No, that's how he would play chess. So he says, all I do is this. And I drop it low. You know?
Drop it low.
And that's what he does.
It is.
Yes, there is. But I'm saying that's the reason. I'm breaking news right here. That's the reason he does it. Anyway, thank you guys for this panel. Andrew and Tristan, thank you for all the hospitality you showed us at
Yeah.
Valuetainment, PBD, myself, Vincent, the whole production crew. Shout out to the Valuetainment production crew for putting everything on for this last week. The live event with Fresh and Fit.
Thank you for
the
that.
traveling to Romania, for putting this, for working late today. I just want to say, we don't do this stuff without a team effort. It's a brotherhood and even a sisterhood around here. Relationships are the foundation of life. Appreciate the people around you. You know how they say the African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go as a team. So I appreciate my team.
Sick.
I appreciate all you guys here. And I appreciate each and one of you guys out there. Enjoy the weekend. I'm out for a week. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Back on the show. I'm taking my mom on vacation because I'm a mensch.
Yes.
I'm taking my mom on
Yes.
vacation to Jerusalem, y'all.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'll be in Tel Aviv partying. She'll be
Yeah,
in
she'll be
Jerusalem.
in
But you know,
Jerusalem.
whatever. We won't get into that. Shout out to the Tate. Shout out to Valuetainment. And shout out to you guys out there. Respect. Save that money. We out.